in home runs. He will have to take on Brian Mattis. Mattis is going for his 5th straight win tonight. Toronto comes to town 12-0 against the Orioles. Mattis will look to end that streak right now. It's the Orioles on Masson, and the Oriole fans out to welcome the team home on this beautiful early fall, late summer evening here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Blue Jays in town for a 3-game set. It's about getting things done for Buck Showalter. You can talk about the fact the Orioles went on the road and won 4 out of 6 games, or you can say, you know something, we could have won all 6 and should have. Buck Showalter's done a little bit of each after getting back here to Camden Yards. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne. The Orioles had an outstanding road trip, and they could easily have won all those games. They lost the 3rd in both New York and in Detroit, but a 4-2 record with a great 3.40 ERA with runners in scoring position, or average rather, and the Orioles starters 3-0. Tremendous 2.11, 6 quality starts. They committed only 1 error. And for Jones and Roberts, big numbers at the plate. That, in anybody's land, Jim, is a pretty darn good road trip.
Well, it really is. And what they're doing now, what they didn't do early on, is they are pitching very well. You know, the quality starts over the 38 games with Buck is about 3.5 runs a game. There's 26 of them. So, and then your offense hasn't gone that much better. They've gone from about 3.7 runs to 4.2. But when you factor the two together, and I just noticed that there's just higher energy. There's more of a focus. And again, if you're going to win some 1-run games, they're 8-3 under Buck with 1-run games. They've done a nice job of that all year long, but especially under him.
And he wants to keep that going. He made it clear before the game today. This is still about evaluation time, about opportunities that are running out because the season's running down. So you got to keep doing it. For Brian Mattis, he hopes he's going to be able to do that, Jim, because he right now is on a roll.
He really is, and he's trying to make it 5 in a row. Look at the numbers that he's been able to do, not only in general, but especially here at Camden Yards. Now, you can look at Toronto. You would think they have a lot of really powerful right-handed guys to be better than 11-19. For Brian, he has never beaten Toronto. He's the only team in the American Leagues he hasn't won. He's given up 11 runs in 4 1/3 innings. But again, we haven't seen Brian Mattis pitching as well last year or this year the way he is now. So this is going to be a great test for him and for Toronto.
Two teams who have really struggled against left-handed pitchers in the something's got to give category here tonight. We are ready to go. It is a gorgeous evening here at the ballpark. First pitch coming up when we come back to Camden Yards.
or on the flip side of that, expectations. We'll see. I just want us to be as good as we're capable of being, and we'll see where that takes us at what time frame. And it's very obvious a lot of that has to do with the health of our people and the rate at which our minor league people develop. Just like every organization, for that matter. Sooner or later, we're going to have a good number of homegrown people here that can compete.
Back show all day before the game today. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Oriole Park, Camden Yards is the site. Orioles begin the homestand as the season winds down, and the limited opportunities for players to show what they've got. And what a gorgeous night. Let's take a look at our Train game time temperature. It is 79 degrees, lots of clear skies, virtually no wind tonight. Visit trainsearch.com to locate an independent Train dealer near you. It's hard to stop a train. Well, for the Jays, you know what they're about. 224 home runs. It is the most in the majors. A big lead over Boston with 188, and they have put up a lot of those against the Orioles. Their lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines will have Snyder, Escobar, and Bautista, Wells, Overbay, and Hill, Lind, Buck, and Encarnacion. And there is Jose Bautista with an amazing 46 home run total.
Let's take a look at our PNC scouting report on what Brian Mattis has to do tonight to achieve success tonight. Plays Mr. August, American League Rookie Pitcher of the Month. The J attack, again, the 11 earned runs at 4 1/3 innings, so he has to improve on that. And then why not 5? When you look at he's won 4 in a row, he's on a roll, confident, be able to probably, at least in my opinion, be able to hit both sides of the plate as well or better than he has in his 37 major league starts. So again, and when you talk to a lot of his fellow teammates, they say the ability to get that curveball over much better now than earlier in the year.
And we are ready to go as Travis Snyder, who's making the start in left field, will be the leadoff batter for the ball club. Brian Mattis ready to go against him, and Snyder will take the pitch down low for a ball. Jays coming off a win yesterday that ended a 4-game losing streak. They got a 5-4 walk-off victory over Tampa Bay. They are 4-6 over their last 10 games. Snyder going after that one and misses, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. For Brian Mattis, he is 0-1 this year, 0-2 lifetime against this Toronto team. His start this year came early in the year and didn't last very long. 1-1 delivery to Snyder. He'll miss the outside corner with it, and a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Against Toronto, he had just an inning and 2/3, giving up 6 runs on 5 hits in that inning and 2/3 of work. A couple of walks, 3 strikeouts. A very short outing for him. He wants a little redo on that. And he'll be down the line. Ty Wigginton, who's playing at third, will get over and will have room. And Snyder's retired.
Take a look at the Oriole defense here at Camden Yards. REIMOLD, Jones, Markakis, Wigginton, Andino. Sturris will get the night off, at least initially. Roberts, Brandon Snyder out of AAA, got his first major league starts yesterday in Detroit. And then Matt Wieters, after a day off, back behind the plate.
One away, and here is Escobar. And now Escobar at shortstop. 289 on the year, and one of those 4 home runs came against Brian Mattis. He's only had one official at bat against him, 1-for-1 with a homer. And the pitch will be taken outside. We were talking about how both these teams have struggled against left-handers. For Toronto, they come in 11-19 against left-handed starters and an amazingly low .215 batting average overall against left-handed pitchers. 1-0 delivery will be outside. 2-0. So we'll see what gives in this one with the lefties battling for these two clubs tonight.
Yeah, I think normally you think, well, lefties, they control the running game. But again, the Orioles 12th in stolen bases and Toronto 13. So that's not much of their offense.
Escobar's had a great mini season against the left-handers. He's picked up 9 hits, 22 at-bats against lefties, including a couple of home runs. for YUNEL ESCOBAR. 3-0 delivery on the way, and Mattis will get a strike on the outside corner. Gary Darling working the plate in tonight's game.
Well, that's a pretty big pitch right there. You get that low strike. Again, 3-0. It's not routine. Right on the corner or close enough to get a call.
ESCOBAR up the middle. That hit Brian Mattis. It'll go to first base. Snyder will try and tag him and didn't get him. And the question is, Brian Mattis all right? Where did that get him? Showalter's going to come out to argue the call at first base. I think that ESCOBAR went out of the baseline.
Yeah, Brian Ebel, the assistant trainer, will go to the mound to see how Brian Mattis is, and it did not appear from up here that he tagged him. Now, but I think what he's saying, did he go out of the baseline to avoid the tag? And this is what Brian Ebel is trying to do right here. Maybe the hip, the left hip. And again, the question mark was, you'd see that 45-foot line, but did he go out of the base runner to avoid?
Sure looked like he did there, Jim.
Yep.
Took 3 steps on the grass.
And that's pretty much you want to do. You don't want to walk him, and he hits it right back up the middle. Can't get the glove. You turn to the side, and it gets him somewhere. And then right here, and again, he didn't tag him, but
he's clearly outside the chalk line.
Yeah.
More importantly for the Orioles, Brian Mattis all right. And that may take a while before he knows that.
Well, the trauma, I got hit a number of times, and you think you're all right. And again, that'll be the push-off side.
Asking him if he wants to throw a couple here. Gary Darling is the crew chief. So you can be sure part of that conversation was, look, if it starts to bother you, don't be a hero here. Let us know. But he wants to go on. So ESCOBAR picks up the base hit, and now here he is. Jose Bautista, one of the great stories of this 2010 season. 46 home runs leading the majors. Just a .217 career batting average in this ballpark. He does have 5 career home runs here, though. And he will take the pitch down low for a ball. Great story on him in Sports Illustrated. Talked about the fact he'd been traded 3 times. Once for a player to be named later. Picked up off the waiver wire. Picked up in a Rule 5 draft. Never spent more than 3 years with one team. And now he leads everybody in home runs. Breaking ball is going to be in there for a strike. Just a correction of the swing and a big J on the just. That has changed everything for him. He went last year into a batting cage and looked at himself in the mirror and how he was swinging with his hitting instructor and learned how to get the timing down, and it has changed everything for him. He's hitting a ton of fly balls. 61% of the balls he hits now are fly balls. 5th highest in baseball. And he hits a lot of them to left field. No home runs the other way. Center field, left field. So he's predominantly a pull hitter. And now the Jays are trying to sign him to a long-term deal. That's going to be fouled back. Bautista's a restricted free agent at the end of this year and a free agent at the end of next year. Toronto obviously would like to get a deal done. And you could see right there, I mean, that's your home run swing. 2-1 pitch. Brian Mattis wants to throw a strike, which he did, in the middle of the plate and fouled it straight back. But again, that's how you drive the ball. You look for your pitch, you get the front foot down, you get in a good position to hit. Runner on at first base, 2-ball, 2-strike count, and Bautista will pop that one up. And nobody sees it. Yeah. Wigginton sees it. Wieters doesn't, and it's going to be in. That is a foul ball. How about that? Nobody touched it. Wieters trying to find it. It was directly over his head. Well, that type of sky, you talked about perfect night for baseball, I guess, unless you're an infielder or a catcher. See, he can't see it. Wieters has already put his mask on the ground, and right there, boy, the Orioles get lucky, I guess, in a sense. But if they catch the ball, of course, Matt Wieters on the last road trip having trouble with pop-ups, but this was, I can't catch what I can't see. And you love Wigginton. You could see he was saying let it go or don't touch it or something after it hit the ground. He realized it was going to spin back. So Bautista's at bat stays alive. 2-ball, 2-strike count. We don't see many of those in the season. And he'll foul that one away.
My rookie year, I saw Louis Aparicio go down the left field line almost at the base of the wall and catch a pop-up. Maybe that's why he's in the Hall of Fame. It was one of these type of nights. Kurt Blefary never saw it. Louis says, I'll take care of it. And, you know, I guess he had that sense. He knew that it was that kind of night.
That's a long run.
Oh, it was only 309, but
yeah. That one in the air, that's the way he's been hitting them. That's a foul ball, but that's the general idea. A long fly ball. Bautista may be hitting only 215, 17 in this yard, but against the Orioles this year, he's had a season. He's hitting 340 against the Orioles in the year with 6 home runs and 15 RBIs. He leads the ball club in both of those departments against the O's this year. 2-ball, 2-strike count. And he tried to jump on that and pops it up. This time Wiggin has got it lined up. And that will retire Bautista. Yeah, I mean, he did try and jump on that. You could see him lunge at it.
Yeah, I think what Brian Madison, one of the reasons we talked about trying to make it 5 in a row, 4-1 in August, 3-0 over his last 4 starts, is that right there he said, okay, no, it's enough fastballs. I'll make a little bit better pitch. But there are the numbers, lefty versus righty. And he has dominated left-handed. He's done a nice job against the left-handed batters this year.
That'll bring up Vernon Wells, runner on at first base, a cleanup batter with a 3-game hit streak coming in. And one of the reasons Toronto has struggled so mightily against left-handers is Vernon Wells, who's having a very good year, but not against lefties. He's hitting 188 against left-handed pitchers with 3 home runs, 289 off right-handers with 24 home runs. Go figure that. Here's the 1-0 delivery on the way, and he laces that one to left field. REIMOLD trying to line it up, can't. It'll take a hop into the seats and for the moment save a run. So Wells has a ground rule double. Runners now at third and second with 2 away.
Yeah, just a little breaking ball that stays up, and Vernon Wells, great high ball hitter, always has been. Take a look right here, and it just kind of tumbles back into the middle of the plate. And again, last year wrist problems. This year the wrist well, and the power numbers have come back for Vernon.
So here's a big moment in the first inning. For Brian Mattis, the first 3 innings have been the tough ones for him this year. Not just the first, but the first 3. He's given up almost half of the runs he's surrendered. First 3 innings. Lyle Overbay, the left-hander, will foul that one back. Overbay gets the RBI opportunity. He's got a 4-game hit streak coming in. He's 241 off lefties with 5 of his 19 home runs against left-handers. Toronto has beaten the Orioles in all 12 games they have played against the O's this year. 0-1 count. Overbay takes it, and it will miss outside. 1-1. Cito Gaston wrapping up his managerial career this year, as he's going to move up into the offices of the Toronto Blue Jays when this season is done, and very little speculation, at least publicly, about who's going to take his place on the bench. 1-1 delivery. There's a great off-speed.
Well, yeah, you really just, if you said, Brian, you don't have to throw it. You can walk up to home plate and place the ball to Lyle Overbay. That's exactly where he'd walk up and place it. Perfect breaking pitch. And again, you try to read the bat. Try another one and try to execute it quite as well, and maybe you'll get him out.
1-2 delivery. Will miss down low. They check it third. No, says Bill Hahn. Overbay has been a very valuable asset both at the plate and particularly his defense at first base. He has been one of those very good first basemen who saves his infield errors, and the likelihood he will be back to the ball club for both offensive and defensive reasons. Brian Mattis, 2-2 delivery, and swung out and missed. Mattis gets the strikeout. No runs, couple of hits, 2 are left in scoring position. We'll take a look at the starting lineup for the O's when we come back. Now the Orioles will get their first opportunity against the Toronto left-hander. For Brian Roberts, will be leading it off. The O's leadoff hitter since that date, August 1. 409 with runners in scoring position, the best in the majors. And Brian's right there at the top. Roberts, Andino, and Markakis, Wigginton, Fox, and Jones, Wieters, Reimold, and Snyder. Great road trip for Brian.
And take a look at our PNC scouting report on Marc RZEPCZYNSKI and what he has to do to be successful tonight on the down low. Needs to keep the ball down in the strike zone. Walk on the wild side. 20 walks and 41 in the third innings. Of course, the Orioles would love to see him be wild tonight. And then don't be the stopper. You talked about that 12-game winning streak. They won all 12. You don't want to be stopping that streak.
RZEPCZYNSKI has an 0-1 record lifetime against the Orioles. He's making just his 9th start and his 11th appearance. He's really slated as a bullpen pitcher for next year for this team. But he has been a starter in the minor leagues, and they've used him as a starter for the most part this year. Brian Roberts leading it off. A 3 for 9 off Toronto pitches so far this year. Brian Mattis went down underneath with the trainers. That's where it got him. It looks like it got him on the arm. He seems to indicate he wants to stay in. The Orioles have had some bullpen action just in case, as they have Rick VANDENHURK up in the pen.
Flesh wound.
Yeah.
Staying out there.
It's only a flesh wound, but your arms have fallen off. 2-ball, 1-strike count. Roberts shows bunt. Encarnacion starts in at third, 2-2.
Pretty good breaking ball on a fastball count.
Brian has done what he has done for his career since getting off the DL, and that's forcing counts in that first at bat for the most part, making the starter work. 2-2 deliveries inside, and he does here as the count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Brian continuing to play through whatever pain there may be, and said in the Baltimore Sun that it's not going to affect his off-season work. That's deep to left field at the wall, and goodbye! Home run! A leadoff homer on a 3-2 pitch for Brian Roberts, and the Orioles have the 1-0 lead.
Well, second home run against left-handers. And Gary, you made a great point. You know, he took some breaking balls, fouled them off, took the 2-2 pitch inside, and then he gets the ball right down the middle. We talked about being on the down low. This one is not on the down low. And Brian, second time right-handed. Home run, Orioles on top.
4th of the season for him, and the pitch taken by Andino. State Farm donating $100 to the Wounded Warrior Project for every home run hit by the Orioles in the second half of this season. And RZEPCZYNSKI has now given up 7 homers, all to right-handers, and just 40 in the third innings worked. And Dino went after that one. Brian Roberts smiling on the bench after he jumps on one to give the Orioles the early lead in the ballgame. Andino starting it short. That will be foul back. 0-2.
Take a look at the defense. Snyder, Wells, Bautista. That's your outfield. Encarnacion, Escobar, Hill, Overbay, and then the All-Star, or at least one of their All-Stars, along with Wells and Bautista. John Buck behind the plate.
RZEPCZYNSKI with the 0-2 count. And Andino will take it outside for a ball.
Pretty conventional left-hander, as you can see. You know, change up right there. We've seen the curve ball trying to sink it. And when he gets in the middle of the plate, throwing 89-90, gets in trouble. And that has been the case over the last 3 starts. ERA over 8 runs a game.
And Andino will go down swinging on a biting breaking ball coming in. 1 away. That'll bring up Nick Markakis. And continuing the solid season. 379 runners in scoring position versus Toronto since 07. Second highest. Only Victor Martinez against Toronto has a higher average in that department. And Nick, of course, has been 1 or 2 in the majors for average against left-handers. And he's moved into the #1 spot now after holding down the second best average for over 2 months. 0-1 count. And that'll come inside to it. 1-1. One away, nobody on after Roberts got one out of the yard to start this ball game for the Orioles. 1-1 delivery and a chopper off the fist. Hill gets it over to Overbay. 2 down in the first inning.
It's kind of funny when you're a young pitcher like ZEPCZYNSKI and you're walking what, 1 every 2 innings? You get Brian Roberts, you go, I'm not going to walk him. I'm going to throw a strike, and you throw down 1 down the middle and you're trailing 1-0. When you get a little bit older, you make better pitches if you're going to stay around, and it's a fly ball to center field.
Ty Wigginton going after the first one. Fouls that back. The Orioles' numbers against left-handers, they have picked up 11 wins, 16 wins, and 28 losses. Orioles are 28th in the majors against left-handers in win percentage. Toronto's 27th. Orioles do have a little bit better average than does Toronto against left-handers, but both teams have struggled against the southpaws. Ty Wigginton 254 off lefties with a couple of home runs, 2 of his 20. That will be taken up high, 2-1. Here you see innings 1 and 2. Give up a couple of home runs, but pretty darn good. Once he gets beyond that, though, it starts falling apart. One of the reasons why they're looking at him as a bullpen pitcher. 2-1 delivery will miss up high, and he falls behind 3-1.
But you can also see, again, John Buck, the veteran catcher, going, okay, Wigginton, we don't want to throw him a fastball, so now you miss with a curveball, 2-1. Right pitch if you get it over. Now it's a fastball count.
Wigginton tried to line it up, fouls it off, 3-2.
But again, this is a youngster that actually looks like he's 6'3", well over 200 pounds, deceptive windup, hides the ball well, good movement right there. He just has to figure it out, and the only way you can do that is get your innings in.
Played for the University of California, Riverside. He's a California native. Just turned 25. That'll be fouled off. He had 12 starts at Las Vegas, Pacific Coast League, 5-5 this year. Had an injury early on that limited his availability at the beginning of the season. So he had to work his way back, and now they've got a 6-man rotation to finish out the year, and he's the 6th. 3-2 delivery, and that will be taken down low, and Wigginton is on with a walk. As Jim said, that's 21 walks now in 41 innings.
And again, this is just a young pitcher. You try to pitch to the scouting reports. Wigginton, a better fastball hitter. You throw him a through-two changeup, but you don't throw it over. And now you have a guy that attacks the ball coming to the plate. Not that Wiggy doesn't. But that's what Jake Fox did in Detroit. He got an opportunity to play double, home run, triple.
Very aggressive swings for Fox. He's the designated hitter in this ball game. He's gone 6 for 23 against Toronto this year. Good numbers.
Well, he's a great high ball hitter. We saw that when he was playing for Oakland early in the year. Played for the Cubs last year. Played all over the place. Kind of what he's done here. Played 5 different positions. But he is a high ball hitter. High fastball hitter. You hang a breaking ball, he's going to like it. And that walk gets him to the plate.
1-0 count with Wigginton on at first base. In the air, right field, not deep. Bautista coming over. Long run, foul territory, and makes a nice catch. So Fox is retired. The Orioles, though, will get a run on a hit with a base runner left on as Brian Roberts gets his 4th of the year. A leadoff homer, and the Orioles are up 1-0. Brian Mattis is coming out of the ball game after being hit on the arm in that first inning. And Rick Vandenhurk is now on in the second.
Yeah, hasn't pitched since Boston September 2nd, but he was a starter not only at Norfolk, came over from the Marlins in the Will Oman trade on July 31st. Went 8-4 in 19 starts for their AAA affiliate down in New Orleans. So, of course, tonight, not one of those hot, humid nights. He knows humidity. Sidewinder. Yeah, pretty good fastball, mid 90s, 92 to 95 on occasion. Slider, changeup. So he's kind of like starting tonight.
So Vandenhurk is on. Brian Mattis is out. And right-hander now instead of the lefty, which has got to give a little more of an advantage to Toronto with the struggles they've had against southpaws. Leading it off, here's Aaron Hill. Hill making the start at second base. Just a .214 batting average. Somehow has developed the 60 RBIs, primarily because of those 23 home runs he's hit. 0-1 delivery. Hill went around on that. And he's behind on the count quickly, 0-2. Hill's hitting much better against the Orioles this year, .303. He's had 4 home runs against the Orioles and 7 RBIs. Pitch is taken inside and a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Vandenhurk, 1-2 out of that half windup, if you will, and that will miss inside and a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Learned a lot from Bert Blyleven. Swung on and missed. Got him.
Well, maybe a little type of different type of breaking ball, but that's something that Bert could have taught him right here. 2-2, and then breaking ball starts in the strike zone, out of the zone, perfectly thrown. And again, very difficult for the righties. Steps right at you.
Well, Vandenhurk starts it out with a strike. Here's Adam Lynn. Lynn hitting at just .229 on the year, designated hitter. 2-run walk-off homer yesterday. Believe it or not, for the team that leads the world in home runs, it was their first walk-off home run this season. Foul back.
Yeah, Cito Gaston, the skipper of the Jays, was talking about how Soriano, who he hit it off of, had struck him out on 3 fastballs. It was an 0-2 pitch. The Rays had come up with a go-ahead run, so if he doesn't hit that home run and they get that out, they lose. And they would have been struck for the perfect pitch right there.
Yeah,
and again, what if you're Adam Lynn? You're hitting 115 off left-handed pitchers. You've got to be happy with the Mattis injuries. But this is perfectly thrown. It looks to me that's going to be a pretty big strike zone tonight. Low pitches and balls just off the corner.
So a couple of Ks. And here's Buck. John Buck, who's having an outstanding year. A turnaround season for him, solidifying his spot not only for this year, but for the future behind the plate with him. At .273 batting average, 23 doubles, 18 homers, and 59 RBIs for Buck. Get a left tricep contusion is the official announcement on Brian Mattis. Bruised arm.
Yep. Obviously it hurt. He wouldn't be left the game, but I think it's precautionary and probably wanted to stay out there.
Yeah, I'm sure. At this point of the season, Orioles aren't going to take any chances with him. Here's the 0-2 delivery, lofted off the end of the bat to right. Nick Markakis. Nick's got it in a 1-2-3 inning. Vandenhurk coming on, getting it done in a hurry with a couple of Ks. We'll go to the bottom half of the second here at Camden Yards. Jones, Wieters, and REIMOLD do up. last of those two baggers in September. The Red Sox on top, Royals, Yankees, then the O's with 20, and Texas 2-0 as well. Call today for the Luna Double and get your second room of flooring free. Call 877-241-LUNA. Yankees, Tampa Bay, no score. Great match up there. David Price against CC Sabathia, trying for his 20th win again. Hoping for a little moon luck tonight. Orioles didn't let him have it. His second try for 20. Tampa Bay, of course, trying to overtake the Yankees for that #1 spot in the division.
Yeah, tied in the loss column. That's the number that we used to always look at.
Jones, that's going to go into the corner. Adams getting himself an extra base hit. On his way to second, Bautista gets it in. That's a leadoff double. So both leadoff batters for the Orioles, first and second innings, have been on base.
Well, part of good hitting is to get a good pitch to hit. And right here we talked about RZEPCZYNSKI. He's got to stay down, fastball away, use the whole field. Something Adam has done very well this year. And then Bautista will hold him to a double.
Well, Adam gets into scoring position. And Matt Wieters will get the RBI chance. Matt hitting a .211 right-handed, .275 left. 9 home runs left, 2 from this side of the plate. And an inside-out foul ball. Either get him moved up or get him around somehow.
Yeah, it looked like that was going to be the approach.
That inside-out swing trying to muscle that ball into right field. Jones getting a good lead at second base. They're not trying to hold him close out there. RZEPCZYNSKI looked back, but nobody covering the bag or even moving towards it. And a good fastball. Just reared back on that one. The American League highest averages during the month of September. Ellis, Crawford, Pena, Brian Rayburn of Detroit, and then Matt Wieters hitting at .407 in September.
Yeah, that's what he did last year. What, 362, 3 of his 9 home runs, 14 of the 43 RBIs in the month of September.
Orioles have won 6, lost 5 so far in this final month of the year, which of course will run into the first weekend of October this season. Matt's got a 3-game hit streak coming into the ball game. And as we noted, the Orioles just an outstanding job of getting people home on the road trip. And that runner in scoring position number well up over the 300 mark. Orioles have not been able to do that all year, but that last road trip they did. 1-2 delivery and a towering fly ball to right. Jones is going to tag. Bautista, who's got 11 assists, shows his arm, but it's going to be cut off. Jones will move up on the fly ball out. Tomorrow night, the first 10,000 fans, 15 and over, will receive a Buck Showalter Orioles t-shirt presented by Real Street Staffing. Don't miss the final t-shirt Tuesday of the season and your chance to show your support for Birdland's new boss. Tickets available at 888-848-BIRD or go to Orioles.com. Buck was kidding about it today. He was asked whether he had his full complement of those t-shirts yet. He said no. So I have a feeling, though, this is a giveaway that's going to run over a 3-day period. Here's Nolan REIMOLD.
Well, maybe not.
Self-effacing. REIMOLD with a 1-0 count.
So the infield will come in. I don't mean halfway in, I mean in.
Almost on the grass. Yeah. All the way around.
And then REIMOLD trying to get Nolan, trying to get a ball up in the air. And if you don't get your pitch, and that was a good breaking ball, you at least get to 2 strikes.
REIMOLD with a runner at third, only 1 away. And they're going to try and cut off the run here at the plate. Overbay talking to Hill over there on the right side. Here's the 1-1 delivery. As they give the entire first baseline, these two are having a Gettysburg Address meeting. Between every pitch, they've talked the entire time. See how far Overbay is off first base. They're still talking. 2-1. RZEPCZYNSKI's delivered. And a slow roller that's going to be fair. Runner staying. Good throw. Nice play. And Encarnacion gets the out and holds the runner.
Yeah, good pitch and nice play by your third baseman. Just a little slider. And again, one of those fastball counts. Thinking might go foul. It doesn't. Snap throw.
And if he's not playing in, Jim, I got to believe that's a base hit.
Yep, good chance. So now it's up to Brandon Snyder.
So Brandon Snyder getting his second start. Got one in Detroit yesterday. And now gets the start here. 2 down, runner on at third base. Infield back, of course. Snyder will take it for a strike. He had come in as a replacement at first base on Friday in Detroit, but had not made a start till yesterday. 257 at AAA, 9 homers, 43 RBIs with the Tides in Norfolk. Against left-handers at AAA this year, he hit .353 with an OPS of 1.034 against left-handers. 1 ball, 1 strike count. RZEPCZYNSKI's delivery. Snyder into the seats. One ball, 2 strike count. Taking a long look here in the chances that Snyder gets in this final month of the season. 1-2 delivery. But Showalter talked a lot about it today and said, I hope players are feeling an urgency, and I hope they're a little stressed. Said they ought to be. There's not a lot of time left.
Nope. Well, there's such a fine line between being over anxious and being prepared. And some guys recognize it, and young players, it's usually pretty difficult.
Slow roller again. This is going to be a tougher play on Casey. Oh, not going to get him. It's an infield single and an RBI as Jones will score. And the Orioles have a 2-0 lead. Snyder gets a review.
First major league hit, first major league RBI. And what he was able to do with 2 strikes, he fouled off a really good fastball up and in to keep the at bat alive, and then just hits a little roller. Pretty good breaking ball, but bad result. RZEPCZYNSKI just, make good stuff. You just roll it into the infield, soft dirt here, get yourself a base hit and an RBI.
Congratulations on number 1 in both departments. You'll be telling the grandkids about a wicked shot to left field. Swung on and missed as Brian Roberts got fooled with that one. Brian getting a leadoff homer in the first inning. His 4th home run of the season, 13th career leadoff homer. He is now 14 among active players in leadoff home runs hit. Snyder at first with 2 down. And Roberts takes it away. 1 ball, 1 strike count. One ball, 1 strike. Snyder. Average lead, takes off on the pitch. Here's the throw from the knees right into the runner. Oh, mercy. Buck put that right where it had to go because Snyder otherwise is going to have a stolen base, but that was right into the glove of Hill. He didn't have to do anything but let the runner come into it. The Orioles, will pick up a run on a couple of hits, and the O's now extend their lead to 2-0. Baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Orioles up 2-0. And Snyder will collect the baseball. And go home with a first hit, first RBI on it. And VANDENHURK, helped out by Snyder's infield hit. Back on the mound here. Encarnacion leading it off. And will take the pitch inside. Hitting .246 on the year. Outfield straight away. Encarnacion hard into the hole. Knocked down. Wigginton up. Makes the throw. First to third. Doesn't matter. Got a glove. Can do.
Well, it's all about anticipation. And then again, good fastball hitter, good pull hitter, a shot. What do they say? Third base, reflex, 2 steps and a dive. We used to always kid Brooks Robinson in the 16 gold gloves. Well, that's what that is. And then just get up, make an accurate throw, and that's exactly what he does. Yep, here we go. Base hit taken away.
Real good play. Ty Wigginton. Here's Travis Snyder. He did this the first time. Popped out to Wigginton.
No.
Oh. Never mind.
Yeah. He's looking at his glove. Bad glove.
Didn't have time to catch his breath.
Well, the dark blue skies have gone to night. Just didn't catch it.
Error call to keep the at-bat alive. That one in the air to right field. Nick Markakis backing up on it. Ty Wigginton is breathing again. And there are 2 down. Is that the epitome of this game or what? He makes a great diving play, gloves it, strong throw, and the very next pitch is a pop-up, simple, just catch it, doesn't
routine.
Doesn't even hit his glove. You just never know. Here's Escobar. And that'll be inside to him. Escobar delivered a single. His first time up. This Toronto team has got the highest average against the Orioles, as opposed to any other of the teams in the East. They're hitting .292 coming into this game against those pitching in the year, and their ERA against the Orioles is 1.75. That is the lowest ERA against any Eastern Division opponent. That's why they are 12-0 against the Orioles. But a different start to this one, and certainly a different Orioles team performance-wise than what Toronto's seen.
Yeah, and they're aware of that. I mean, they certainly know that they got Brian Roberts back in PA. And
that's in the air to Markakis. It's going to stay up. He's got it. VANDENHURK getting things done in a hurry. No runs, no hits, 1 error, nobody left on base. Roberts will try it again. To realize time's running out to make an impression before today's game. Here's what he said.
I hope they're pressing. I hope it is important to them. I hope it is. Hope they do have a grip on reality of the opportunities you get, and you better take advantage of them. That goes for not just Brandon, but all of us, including me. You know, you should have a sense of urgency every time you go out there. Last time I looked, that was part of the job description.
And he certainly means that, and the players know it.
From day one.
From day one.
Yep.
And Snyder's responded so far in this game with an RBI base hit. Brian Roberts, he was at the plate when Snyder got caught stealing. We're back up there to start it over after this is first at bat. Home run to left field. Ground ball. May have hit the bare hand, but I don't think so. Roberts is 2 for 2. A base hit up the middle. Reached for RZEPCZYNSKI, trying to grab it with his bare hand.
Yeah, that is a real bad habit to get into. Kevin Brown, when he pitched for the Orioles, broke his finger this way. Everybody says, well, you just can't resist. Well, you can't get it with your glove, but you won't be pitching if you bare hand balls back up the middle.
And Brian Roberts continues hot. He's on the 2 for 2 in the ball game. ANDINO, a strikeout victim, his first time up. And ANDINO will take the pitch up high for a ball. Robert ANDINO was one of those that the manager was referring to. They want to get a look at him at shortstop, see what's there. And he's getting a start in this game again at short. He wants to see him playing with Brian Roberts as well, see how they work together around second base. That one right to second base. Hill, ESCOBAR, double play. 2 down. The O's and Yankees are going to renew the rivalry, a 3-game weekend series. It's Friday through Sunday here at Camden Yards this week. And on Sunday, the first 10,000 fans, 15 and over, will receive an Oriole tote bag presented by Sarasota Convention and Visitors Bureau. For tickets, call the Orioles 888-848-BIRD or go to Orioles.com. Those fans on hand here at Camden Yards tonight. Wouldn't be a nicer evening weather-wise to be at the ballpark. Nick Markakis. Nick coming in with the 8-game hit streak. He grounded out his first time up. The 8-game hit streak, giving himself the opportunity to make a run at that 300 batting average on the season.
Yeah, 298 lifetime coming into this year.
Boy, he reached again. Ooh, that's a field goal.
Well, you know,
in the right field by ESCOBAR.
The foot just got in the way. The foot hit the ball before the glove did. So we get Wigington. Wiggy doesn't catch a pop-up, doesn't even get a glove on it. He goes to reach for it and kicks it.
It'll be a base hit.
Right off that toe, the left toe. Not going to be routine.
No.
But YUNEL ESCOBAR is a big, rangy shortstop, and when he had just come over the last time the Jays were in town, he's got good range with a good arm. If he catches it, going to be very close at first.
So it's a 9-game hit streak now. As Markakis is on with 2 down, and Ty Wigginton, who drew a walk his first time up, stands in. Wigginton would like to drive that average up a little bit. He's hitting .250 against Toronto on the year. And Wigginton with a cut and a miss. RZEPCZYNSKI's got a pretty good changeup to right-hander.
Well, he's got good movement. He's got a good breaking ball. There's the changeup. He just turns it over. It's almost like a screwball. You can see the spin. This is just a young pitcher. He turned 25 back in August. He's just learning how to pitch at this level.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Only 3 years in the minors for him before he came up to pitch. So he had a very quick rise to the major league level. 3 wins, 9 losses in his career so far in the majors. 2 ball, 1 strike count. On Toronto's side, he's one of the arms trying to make an impression for next year. Wigginton 2-1. Markakis off first with 2 down. And he will take it outside and gets ahead on the count again, 3-1. Wigginton got the only walk RZEPCZYNSKI has surrendered in the ball game.
So, again, you have a couple of options, and we saw it with a walk because he got into a similar count. Do you make a good pitch with your fastball, or you try to trick him? I think you learn as you get more innings that, hey, I can still get him out. I just can't get him out in the middle of the plate with either of those pitches.
And walked him again. So Ty Wigginton draws the free pass. Markakis goes down to second. Wigginton on at first, 2 down. And Jake Fox will stride to the plate. He flied out to right field in his first at bat. Great baseball to be played here in the final 20 games of the Major League season. San Diego, Colorado open up a vitally important series in Colorado tonight. Colorado is doing it again. Why do they wait till the final 3 weeks or last month of the season every year?
More exciting.
I guess so. They are now just a game and a half out of first place in the West. They've won 10 in a row. That's unbelievable.
Well, didn't they win, what, a couple of years ago, 24 out of the last 27 or some ridiculous number?
Yeah.
22 out of 26. And then it helps that San Diego lost 10 in a row. Yeah.
San Diego's tied with the Giants for first place. Here's the 0-1 delivery. And that's going to be taken down low, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Fox.
And it's interesting. I played on a team in '74 where we won 26 out of 31. And the Yankees won 25 out of 31. And it was the most exhilarating month or so because every day when you're on a roll, somebody comes to the ballpark and helps you win, which is what good teams do over the course of a season. But, of course, Colorado, they can size it into the last month.
Well, San Diego's pitching, which has carried them all year, will certainly be tested, as Colorado's been hitting the heck out of it in their home ballpark. 1-ball, 2-strike count on Fox.
There's that breaking ball we were talking about, and it doesn't stay in the same place very long. It starts as a strike. The illusion is going to be hittable, and then right to the back foot, and that's what the good slider does to a right-handed batter. It dives at that right foot, that back foot of a right-handed batter. Tough to lay off it.
1-2, and a good stop made by Buck.
It hit him.
It hit him. So a hit batter, a single, a walk, and a hit batter have loaded the bases here in the third inning out of nowhere after the double play.
Well, John Buck's looking down like that really hit him. He's looking for Cito to come out, who I think is going to come out. Bill Hahn. I mean, this would be the home plate umpires. Well, he might have got him. He didn't even flinch.
Ooh. Even on that, it was hard to tell.
It might have go right over the toe. Well, we talked about the good breaking ball. It hits right at that back foot. It did.
Well, the bases are loaded now, and here's Adam, who delivered a double and scored a run in the second inning. Last 8 games, hitting .407 with 6 doubles, 3 doubles, and 6 RBI. Now he's got a shot with the sacks full and 2 down. RZEPCZYNSKI hits the ground ball foul for strike 1. Leadoff single by Roberts. The double play hit into by Andino made it look like it was going to be an innocuous inning, but then Markakis got a base hit. Wigginton with a walk, and Fox hit on the foot. And there are O's all around.
And the pitch count mounting. 57 pitches.
And their bullpen is already active. 0-1 count, 2 down. Jones takes the pitch up high. Big chance for the Orioles to add to that 2-0 lead. Jones 3 for 12 with the bases loaded this year. Does not have the grand slam this season. And will step out.
Well, the Blue Jays have 13 in their bullpen, and the Orioles have 10. They're not going to run out of arms.
Expanded roster. 1-1 delivery, and RZEPCZYNSKI away. Not close, and a 2-ball, 1-strike count on Jones.
So you're seeing pretty good stuff and a lack of command, and that's why we talked about one of the PNC scouting reports. Again, the 20 walks, it's gone up in the 41 innings. It gets you in trouble.
Adam hitting .300 in this ballpark this year. They fouled that one back. He tried to drive it, and he got one he wanted. And a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
Well, that's a big pitch right there because it gets Mark back into the count. Good pitch to hit. Fouls it straight back or a little bit late.
And you could tell by the reaction Jones had that he'd like to see that again.
Yeah, bring it down about 3 or 4 inches and it'll get hit very hard. Of course, he's going to try to stay out of that zone.
2-ball, 2-strike count. Adam with 7 home runs at home, 10 on the road this year. 2-2-2 away, bases loaded. Jones swings and just fouls it off. And again, that's that pitch in on the right-hander. And now Buck's going to go out and make sure they're on the same plane here with what they want to throw in this 2-2.
Yeah, very hard to hit it fair, and when you do, it's usually at one of your left infielders, Robert Ray, one of the 13 bullpenners. Looks like Bronson Arroyo. When he comes up with a high leg kick, I'll get a little nervous. Arroyo having a terrific year for the surprising Cincinnati Reds.
On their way to the postseason, almost. Here's the 2-2 delivery again. Jones will pop it up behind second base. Hill is there, and he's got it. So the Orioles do not convert. No runs despite a couple of singles, a walk, and a hit batter, leaving the bases loaded. Players have hit 50 home runs in a season between the Orioles and the Blue Jays. Combined, how many players 50 home runs in a season? Orioles and Jays.
You mean 50 or more?
50 or more.
Singular players.
In a season. 50 or more home runs in a season. How many players have done that for the Orioles and for the Jays?
Brady. And none for the Jays.
There you go. So the answer is 1.
That's my final answer. 1.
Down to third base. Ty Wigginton's got it. And Jose Bautista is retired. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. So the answer is, of course, 1.
George Bell, what, 47, right?
Yes.
I think.
Bautista may become the first Jay with 46 coming into the ball game tonight. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game.
Well, not if Rick Vandenhurk keeps that good sinker and slider down. That'll make it a little more difficult.
Vernon Wells' 4-game hit streak that he extended with a double. His first time up. The veteran starting to pass milestones with this ball club. As far as games played by an outfielder, he reaches that mark in this ball game tonight. In fact, he was tied with Lloyd Mosby for the all-time club lead for outfielders in games played. He now has it alone. REIMOLD will be called off by Jones. Wells is retired. And there are 2 away. Make your deposits now for the 2011 Orioles full and partial season plan. You get access to the best seats available at Camden Yards, Major League Baseball's biggest and best benefits package, the Orange Carpet Program. Save on the cost of individual tickets. You never pay parking fees again, and you guarantee your access to the opening day ticket. So get ready for 2011. 888-848-BIRD to go to Orioles.com. If I said parking, I didn't mean that. You never pay for ticketing fees. Parking fees, you're on your own. Can't help you there. Lyle Overbay will take the pitch down low for a ball. I knew I shouldn't have eaten lobster last night.
Yeah. Where I just went.
What?
You were blueberries. I mean, 2 grocery stores today, couldn't find them. You have a dish of them sitting by your microphone.
And they're very good, aren't they? They're delicious.
Can I have one?
Well, that's why they're sitting there.
Oh, I didn't know.
Well,
Thank you. Thought you hand-picked them. I know you know, Maine. I thought on Golden Pond. You know, that's what they were looking for.
No,
when
our Maine blueberries are somewhat smaller than these. These are cultivated, but well cultivated. I've got PhD degree.
With stems.
3-1 delivery. Clocked that one. Overbay. Jones back, and oh, mercy! What a catch! Adam Jones with his back to the plate, within a step of the wall. Hauls in the Lyle Overbay drive and got the bubble in too. Your local Ford dealer invites you to experience Ford like never before. Ford, drive one. Jim Palmer working alone tonight. Here's Matt Wieters. Matt will foul that one back. Wieters flied out to right his first time up. We've seen some fine defensive plays already in this ball game. Ty Wigginton, third base. Adam Jones in the outfield. Encarnacion's made a fine play on REIMOLD earlier. 0-1 delivery to Wieters, and the off-speed breaking ball is in there, and it goes to 0-2.
Well, RZEPCZYNSKI would like to have an easy in.
None yet.
Nope.
Orioles have had a chance to really blow the doors off it. They've not been able to do that. They have the 2-0 lead, though. 2 runs, 5 hits, an error on the Orioles. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Jays. Brian Mattis started the ball game. Took a shot off the arm on a comebacker, and Rick VANDENHURK is in. A bruised arm was the reason for him leaving after only 1 inning pitched.
And of course, he got the big strikeout after the double by Vernon Wells, single by Escobar. He was able to strike out Overbay and then left the game. So that was a huge out for the Orioles and for Brian Mattis.
Here's the 1-2 delivery.
You know, I guess in the old days, if you were a starting pitcher and you looked at your pitch count going into the fourth inning and was closing in on 70, and you'd pitch your way out of problems, you would have said, well, that's part of starting pitching. Now you go, I might have another 2 innings because the pitch count's going to get me.
Exactly. Yes.
It's just changed. It's changed the mentality, I think, of how you go about the game.
Hit hard right at Escobar. Solid arm right there. One away, fourth inning. And tonight's Maryland Lottery hit it here fan of the game is Ray Calloway from Crisfield. If an Orioles player hits the hit it here sign located in the bullpen area, Ray, you're going to win $100,000. To find out more about how you can become fan of the game, visit mdlottery.com/hit-it-here. Good luck. REIMOLD robbed of a hit. Byron Encarnacion in his first at bat stands in with 1 down, nobody on. Orioles have won 6 out of 8 and 10 out of their last 15. Fouls that back. Try and kick off this homestand with a win. The Orioles are 30-41 at home this year. They won 39 games here at Camden Yards last year. There's still a chance to make that mark, but time running out on that. 0-2 delivery to REIMOLD, and that's on the outside corner. RZEPCZYNSKI gets his second strikeout of the ballgame.
And it's a good one. Again, the breaking ball down and in to the righties. And this one backdoor. You start a little bit off the outside corner and bring it in the back door. Even though Buck's sitting in. But again, 0-2. And doesn't have very often tonight where he's pitching ahead of the hitters.
2 down, nobody on. Snyder with a single in the RBI, both firsts in his major league career.
Yeah, he really picked up Nolan REIMOLD after Encarnacion made a nice play on him, so he gets the base hit, the RBI. The Orioles expand their lead to 2-0. A little bit more cushion for VANDENHURK.
The 1-0 delivery on the way to Snyder, and he'll foul that off. For the Orioles this season, take a look at the differential. Home and road, not a lot in the win and loss column. Batting average, different. Runs per game, not a great difference. Home runs and the ERA.
And you can see, and you can see why, if you go back and look at those numbers, why you're under 500. But since Buck Showalter, and you guys were showing it over the last couple of weeks, the runs per game have gone up over 4 runs a game, and the ERA down under 4 games. So that run differential over 38 games has allowed you to win more than you've lost.
And that's just going to miss outside. Prior to Buck's arrival, the ERA 5.18. 38 games since, 3.58.
That's how you win. You score more than you give up.
3.58 is the 4th best number in the American League. Gunned it over. Cannon for an arm, and Snyder is retired. A 1-2-3 innings of RZEPCZYNSKI's first. And Thursday home game here at Camden Yards. Some of your favorite Orioles are on hand for the Orioles Alumni Autograph Series. Former players, coaches, and the Masson booth on Utah Street near Gate A signing autographs. The autograph station opens 90 minutes before the first pitch and stays open 30 minutes before each game. So it's a great chance to see former Orioles who are on hand. You can get info at 888-848-BIRD or go to Orioles.com. Scott McGregor, Joe Durham were on hand signing autographs tonight. In the air to center. Jones will back up on it. And Aaron Hill is retired in the fly ball. Take a look at this date in history. 1936, he was the young phenom Bob Feller. American League mark, 17 batters struck out. What did he do after the game? He went back to Van Meter, Ohio to graduate from high school. In 1946, Ted Williams' only inside the park shot clinched the pennant. And in 1971, Frank Robinson, his 499th in Game 1, his 500th Game 2 versus Detroit, as he became a member of the 500 home run club. And you take a look here, the 25 members of the 500 home run club, Eddie Murray part of that. The future possible members, Delgado the closest, 38 years old, Vladimir Guerrero at 35, then Andrew Jones is probably not going to make it and not playing enough. But Albert Pujols, a real shot, even though he's 30 years old, a lot of career left there, and he's got 405.
Well, you're talking probably 650, 700 for Pujols.
Yeah.
And of course, you look at those players, Guerrero, because of the average and the home runs, considering maybe a Hall of Fame player because he's been so consistent. Jones, of course, won all the Gold Gloves, 10 straight as a center fielder for Atlanta.
Then just fell off the map. Little roller to shortstop. Andino up. And retired. He's 0 for 2.
Well, good pitches get good hitters out. And this is just a little breaking ball. Adam Lynn, you always try to get him out with changeups or curveballs. Good fastball hitters. We saw that yesterday with a game walk-off home run against Soriano. Tried to sneak a fastball by him. But those 9 days off for Rick Vandenhurk haven't hurt him. And he is throwing strike one.
He has allowed nothing since coming on in the second inning. John Buck. Buck leads American League catchers in homers with 18, tied for second among catchers in the American League in RBIs with 59. Stands here with 2 down, nobody on, and the pitch will be inside.
Well, good high fastball hitter, and again with the 2-0 lead right here, it's command issue. Can you keep the ball down, keep it away from him, make him use the opposite field? And he's not able to do that.
Inside and missed, and the count will go to 3-0 on Buck. Buck against the Orioles, hitting .242 on the year, one of the few not to have a home run against the O's in this Toronto lineup. 3-0 delivery, he's taking all the way. Vandenhurk will get it in, and the count goes to 3-1. Rick Vandenhurk on for Brian Mattis, who took a shot off the arm on a comebacker. 3-1 delivery, check swing, foul ball.
Well, that's a terrific pitch, Gary, and the reason for that is he threw him 4 straight fastballs. You don't want to walk him, but you give him something different, a little wrinkle. You see Rick Kranitz, the Oriole pitching coach, saying to Buck Showalter, but right here he's expecting fastball. Wasn't a great slider, but it was something other than the fastball. And then all of a sudden, he didn't know what was coming.
Got him. Vandenhurk, impressive. That's 3 strikeouts that he's picked up since coming on. He's going through this Toronto lineup and protecting a 2-0 lead. win streak that the Jays have over them. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer back with you. And for Rick Vandenhurk, we were talking about opportunities, chances to show you stuff. He's been given a chance, surprise chance tonight.
Well, I think he's always had good stuff. And I have live in Florida in the offseason, so you've always been reading about him in spring training for the Marlins, but he's had command issues. Not tonight, though. 9 days off, moved a little bit to the middle of the rubber, throwing strike one, and then we just saw with John Buck, 4 straight fastballs, 3-1, good hitters count to a good hitter. Threw him a slider, then came back with the fastball. So he's not only throwing the ball well tonight, pitching very well.
And Jim, he's talked about it. I mean, he's been a starter, and that's what he talks about and the team talks about. But someplace, anywhere that would get him on the 25-man is what he's looking for.
Yeah, I think the one number, and he only had 7 at-bats against left-handers. They were 3 for 7, so the number's a little bit higher. Can he get left-handers out if he was a starter? But we know as a situational right-hander would probably do a good job because he's so deceptive and he's got great stuff.
Vandenhurk so far getting it done tonight. And the Orioles have the 2-0 lead as we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Brian Roberts is already 2 for 2, a homer and a single. RZEPCZYNSKI, who's given up the 2 walks and has 2 strikeouts. The Toronto starter, the left-hander. Brian with a leadoff homer to start the ball game for the O's. The other RBI came by Snyder on a 2-out RBI infield hit in the 2nd inning. Roberts and Jones have crossed the plate. 2-1 delivery to Bryant. He will take it, and it is in there for a strike. Showalter getting a look at people like Vandenhurk and Andino Snyder tonight. Swung on and missed. Got him. RZEPCZYNSKI gets the strikeout. That will be his 3rd of the game. Our Bank of America game flow brought to you by Bank of America. And it has been about the Orioles getting out early with a run in the 1st, run in the 2nd, and then most important, Rick Vandenhurk being able to come on for Brian Mattis, who had to leave the ball game after getting hit in the arm, and being effective, and has held Toronto to nothing since he started his work in the 2nd inning. Robert Andino, he has struck out, hit into a double play. RZEPCZYNSKI's pitch to him will be taken up high. Ball's behind, 2-0.
Pretty good year down at AAA Norfolk. Last year, of course, when Sturz got hurt, he played a whole month, played very well defensively. A little bit short with the bat.
Right field, driving Bautista back. Warning track, he's going to have to play this off the wall. Baer hands it. And that will be a double. So Andino's on with a 2-bagger.
Yeah, hits that ball to right field with authority. And again, can you keep the ball down? Well, not there. 2-0, hitters count, trying to be aggressive, hit over 300, 335 against lefties at AAA. So Buck Showalter gets him into the lineup, drives one for an extra base hit. Right there, realizes he better scurry into 2nd. You can't relax here at Camden Yards with the ball off that wall.
Especially Bautista. He's got a great arm out there. Buck Showalter, a smile on his face before the game, talking about Andino. He said, I got to get him into a couple games in a row. If I keep holding him out and he plays so infrequently, says I got to get the adrenaline down so I can see him. So he's playing at a manageable level, talking about the big rush that Andino gets when he gets to play and how badly he wants to have opportunities. Nick Markakis now with a runner on his 2nd base and 1 away. Markakis is singled and grounded out and takes the pitch for a ball. 2nd time up for Robert Ray. Markakis extended his hit streak to 9 games last time up. This one will be backhanded by Hill. Hurries the throw over. Andino will move over to 3rd base, but there are 2 down. The Brooks Robinson replica jerseys presented by Real Street Staffing, originally scheduled to be given out July 17, were not available due to a vendor problem. They are available now. You can pick them up at the Fan Assistance Center located in the warehouse. Bring your voucher to any Orioles game or stop by the Assistance Center weekdays 9 to 5. For info, 888-848-BIRD. That was for the July 17 game. Strike taken, 2 away, runner at third base. Ty Wigginton, 2 walks in the game.
Yeah, difficulty for Mark again is who do I want to pitch to? And anytime you look at a scoreboard and you've given up 2 runs, you really haven't pitched that poorly. Maybe some command issues, but I can't afford to give up another. And he has pitched Ty Wigginton very carefully.
Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way to in, and Wigginton will take that. And again, Ty Wigginton is going to get it into the hitter's count. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, he's trying to pitch to the scouting report and just hasn't been able to do it. How do you want to get him out? Breaking ball. Stay away from the middle of the plate. High ball hitter. Nothing belt high in the middle of the plate. So he keeps trying to make his pitches. And again, this is just a young kid that hasn't learned how to command that stuff. But the stuff's pretty good.
Ty Wigginton refusing to chase on these.
Well, that's another part of the equation. And the good hitters, Ty's going, well, hey, right now I can look for a fastball. And I can look for something up in the zone.
3-1 delivery on the way and got it into him. So the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. And a runner on at third base. The Orioles now out hitting the Jays 6-2 so far in the ball game. RZEPCZYNSKI's delivery, and that'll be put in the air to center field. Wells going back. Vernon Wells, warning track, and he's got it. He can track him down with the best of them. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. It remains a 2-0 O's lead. He would leave the game after taking that bruise on the arm. Rick Vandenhurk came on 2nd inning. He's retired 12 in a row since taking over on the mound, and very effective, as Jim said.
Yeah, just great stuff and great command to this point. So you just wonder how far they will allow him to go. Again, 19 starts at AAA in New Orleans when he was a Marlin, and then came over 3 starts at AAA Norfolk.
Certainly effective in this one. Encarnacion leading it off here, 1-1.
Again, the trouble was all in the first inning. The single by ESCOBAR double, and then the strikeout by Brian Mattis of LYLE Overbay. And that's been the only discernible threat of the evening.
1-1 delivery on the way, and that one in the air to left field. He clocked it. It is deep. It is at the wall, and goodbye, home run.
And I was about to say the only discernible threat other than everybody that walks up to home plate is trying to hit home runs, and that is number 225 on the year for this team. And Encarnacion had some wrist problems, had to actually go on the DL since we saw them in July, and he airs it out. Good high fastball hitter in the middle of the plate, and the minute you throw this pitch and you see the ball come off the bat, you know it's 2-1.
14th of the year for Encarnacion, and the 4th of his lifetime here in this ballpark. Fouled off by Travis Snyder. So it is now a 2-1 ball game. And it's now 15 consecutive games in which Toronto has had a home run. That is how they live and die. They're 3 games above 500 on the year, and it's been all about the homer. 0-1 count. And off the end of the bat, let's get some spin on it. Good play by Wigginton. Travis Snyder retired.
Yeah, Wiggy gets to it about as quick as you can. They are playing in, and maybe even with the bag at third, so he's going to get to it before that spin hop that you talked about, right off, kind of pool cues it, right there, short hop. And then on the run, excellent throw.
That'll bring up Escobar. Escobar has singled off Brian Mattis, and he is flied out to right field. Bases are empty with 1 down. He will take the pitch inside for a ball. YUNEL Escobar with a solid 291 mark. And their shortstop, you've seen the great arm he has already in this game. Gee. When he comes up, the pitchers better put the screen up. Escobar gets another base hit right through VANDENHURK this time.
Well, article, and I think the Toronto Star just talking about really a second start. Last year, he was 298 with 14 home runs. He did everything for Atlanta and just fell out of favor. Said he wasn't comfortable in their locker room. I'm sure they weren't comfortable with him. Alex Gonzalez goes down. They wanted a veteran shortstop in Atlanta, and Tito Gaston says, hey, just go out and prove you can play, and he's done that.
He has done that. Here is Bautista. He has been held in this ball game to a ground ball and a pop-up to third base.
Well, his first home run, and it was nice of the Jays to give us his home run log. First home run of the year came in the 8th inning with them down 2-1 off Kevin Nolan. And it allowed them to win the game.
Foul back. He's had 6 off Baltimore, 6 off Boston, and 6 off New York. He's spread it around the East.
And then again, that was on the 11th of April, and then off of Jason Birkin. Gave them another lead and another win in the 8th inning on the 17th of July. Again, the score 2-1, hit a 2-run home run.
He's hit home runs when they have mattered. 1-1 delivery on the way. They broke that down. He's had 18 when the Jays were ahead. He's had 20 when the Jays are behind, and 8 when the game was tied.
Another slider that starts at him, and he gives up on it, and you get the inside corner.
So Bautista, 1 ball, 2 strike count. He's had 3 home runs on this count. Runner goes, and that'll be foul back. And it'll stay at 1-2. Orioles will get their bullpen active. Mark Hendrickson. The only count where Bautista's not had a home run is the 0-2 count.
Well, for most hitters, in fact, the vast majority, 0-2 is tough. The league average usually 186. That's through both American and National League.
Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way. Bautista again goes to third. Ian Wigginton had trouble getting it out of the glove, but still they turn the double play. Around the horn on that one. Arncanesi on the homer, though, and the Jays are on the board. Rethink possible. Great to have you with us as the Orioles have a 2-1 lead. Well-pitched ball game, both sides so far. Orioles out hitting the Jays right now 6-4. And both teams now gone to their bullpen. Here's Robert Ray.
Yeah, starter at AAA Las Vegas out of Lufkin, Texas. He's an Aggie, graduate of Texas A&M. Big, tall, rangy, 6'5", 190-pound right-hander. That was up last year. In fact, pitched at a number of different levels. Gulf Coast League, Dunedin, AAA, and then the big leagues last year. 4 games, 4 starts for the Blue Jays. Of course, they had all kinds of arm injuries. 1 and 2 last year with an ERA of not too bad, 4.44.
He was a 7th-round selection in 05 of the Jays, so he has had his entire time of professional ball in the Toronto organization, and now gets a chance here. He came on in relief for the first time in his career on the 9th of this month against Texas, 2 2/3 scoreless innings. All those games at AAA Vegas, he had been a starter. Jake Fox will lead it off against him. So RZEPCZYNSKI out of there, giving up a couple of runs on 6 hits over 5 innings. Roberts with a home run, and Snyder with the infield RBI base hit. Towering fly ball. Will it stay fair? Down the line, and no! Foul ball. Ooh. Third base umpire Bill Hahn down the line watching.
Wow. High slider. Yep. It's foul. 6-8 inches.
Wow.
Well, you get the idea what Jake Fox is trying to do. Smash it somewhere.
Yep.
He fits in with his Blue Jay team.
Swing from the heels. Go get it. 1-1 delivery on the way, and he tries it again down the line. This one a little further.
Well, yeah, a little lower slider, so he hit it lower. Take a look at the Orioles in-game box score. It all started with Brian Roberts, a big night, solo home run to lead it off, and then Adam Jones, double, RBI single, first major league single for Brandon Snyder, first major league RBI. As he made it 2-0.
Now 1 ball, 2 strike count. Ray's delivery to him, a fastball as he reared back on that one. And the count will go to 2-2.
Yeah, a little curveball. Kind of holds his hands exactly like Jonathan Papelbon, kind of over his right shoulder. Yeah, a lot of tall pitchers will do that because it's easier to start your windup, quicker to the plate, if you ever do have anybody on.
3-2 delivery and got him. A high strike called on the outside corner that Fox wasn't sure of.
Yeah, appeared to be a strike. And again, Gary Darling, a lot of low pitches called tonight. He's been very consistent. And right here, it's just maybe a little off the current. And anytime you see John Buck bring it back to the plate, you know it was probably outside.
Adam Jones has had a double. Popped out his last time up with the bases loaded. Adam hitting only .217 against the Jays on the year. The Orioles, as a team, came into this game hitting .228 against Toronto, their lowest average against any team in the division. Their highest average is against Boston, then Tampa Bay, and then the Yankees and Toronto.
Well, scoring in the 12 games under 2 runs a game, and then giving up the 70.
Yeah, the ERA of the Orioles is the highest against Toronto, against any team in the East, and in fact against just about anybody at 5.65. 1 ball, 1 strike count, 1 away. 2-1 ball game. And that pitch will be taken inside. Misses 2-1. The streak that Toronto has going against the Orioles is the longest active unbeaten streak at 12 games. San Diego's got a 9-game streak against Pittsburgh. Oakland's got a 9-game streak against Pittsburgh.
Kind of tells you something about Pittsburgh, doesn't it?
Oh, gee.
Even though I think I just was reading something in Baseball America, they spent the most money, other than maybe the Washington Nationals, of any team with their draft choices this year.
Yeah. 3-ball, 1-strike delivery on the way with 1 down. 3-2.
Yeah, a little slider or something. Trying to stay away from a potential home run from Adam Jones, who's trying to match his career high. 19 last year, 17 this year.
Adam goes to 3-2 against Robert Ray. Outfield very deep. And the 3-2 will be taken for a 1. So Ray surrenders the free pass with 1 down here in the 6th inning. Wieters and then REIMOLD will be due up. Matt gets turned around now after facing the left-hander. He flied out, grounded out. Now he'll face the right-hander. Matt has gone 6 for 25 with a couple of home runs against Toronto this year. Jones on at first base, starts right away with a good lead. Buck has thrown out 28% of base stealers.
Yeah, I guess that number went what? He threw out Brandon Snyder. I think Buck Showalter saying, what the heck, 2 outs. Brian Roberts at the plate. We'll see if he can steal. And Buck threw him out from his knees.
Adams 4 out of 11 stealing bases.
Yeah, I would think that number is going to go up next year.
There he goes. Here's another throw from his knees. Not nearly as good, and it's a stolen base.
Yeah, I think, and Adam Jones has talked about it really the last couple of years. Maybe I need to be more aggressive. Well, he's got a manager that's going to say, hey, be aggressive.
The other thing is for the Orioles to be in ball games where being aggressive can be done. I mean,
yep. Well, you're right. If you're down 5-1, you're not running.
Yeah.
If you're up 2-0 or 2-1, and all of a sudden you can take advantage of that. You can force the opposition to make the plays.
That's Buck Showalter's theme of being proactive. And that pitch way up high, and the count will go to 2-0 with 1 down. Buck will go out and have a word with Ray.
But you just don't run to be running. And I remember Davey Johnson, when he was managing the Mets, used to say it's got to be at least 75%.
All the numbers tell you that.
Yep.
Anything less than that, and you do better not to run. Wieters will stand back in. Matt with that 400-plus average for the month of September, includes 1 home run. Runner on at second. Jones with good speed. Bautista's got the best arm of the outfield group in right field. Wieters will take it. It is in there for a strike, 2-1. For Matt this season, 234 with runners in scoring position. Orioles have dramatically improved their numbers in that department over the last month plus, going from about 222 up to 243 as a team. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Wieters will take the off-speed pitch, and it misses. So a 3-ball, 1-strike count on the Oriole catcher. Sean Camp up for the first time for the Jays.
Yeah, a little different. A veteran pitcher, Robert Ray. Again, not a lot of appearances. So again, trying to pitch to the scouting report. Don't want to get hurt. 2-1. Now they're going to walk Wieters. Percentage baseball. Take your chances with Nolan Reimold.
Intentional pass surrendered.
What's another thing you talked about? If you're not ahead, you're not walking anybody to try to set up the double play. Bruce Walton's going to come out and have a little conference.
Matt Wieters now has 7 intentional passes this season. So the Orioles get runners on at first and second with only 1 away. And Nolan Reimold going to the plate. Ray on to start this inning. Started with a strikeout on Fox. The walk to Jones. Unintentional. Now the intentional to Wieters. Gary Darling will start out to break up the conference. 3-game set. We'll be back with you tomorrow night for game number 2. Jake Arrieta 5-6. Sean Hill was 0-1. And then on Wednesday, a Major League debut for a name familiar to Major Leaguers. Kyle Drabek is the scheduled starter for Toronto. Doug Drabek's son. Brad Bergeson 6-10, making the start for the O's. 2 on, 1 away. And REIMOLD takes it up high for a ball. Here's a big chance for Nolan, who's playing in his 33rd game, 94 at-bats on the year, called up, of course, with the expanded roster.
Yeah, good second half at AAA Norfolk, 288.
It's ahead on the count, way outside, 2-0.
Certainly a plausible reason coming off the Achilles heel surgery after having I really thought a really good rookie year, because he hit well and then they figured him out and then he figured them out. And what you like so much about Nolan REIMOLD last year is just the way he went about his business. Ran every ball out, stole some bases, actually was 8 out of 10 with the torn Achilles heel.
Showalter said today it's about Nolan REIMOLD getting back to the player he was. So we all know what he can do. We've seen it. Can he get back there and do it again? 2-1 delivery on the way, and that's inside to him. So he's ahead on the count, 3-1 after the intentional pass.
And last year you would see him look for a ball up in the middle of the plate and hit it hard somewhere. But again, it's not only physical, as we know, it's mental.
3 ball, 1 strike count on him. Jones and Wieters on. And REIMOLD in the air to center. Wells. Jones will tag at second, but not go anywhere. And there are 2 away. Yeah, the mental part of it, Buck Showalter was talking about that before the game as well. Talking about how important the offseason is. He says as far as he's concerned, when it comes towards the end of the season, he says nobody gets stronger. The question is, are you able to get less weak than the players you're playing against? He said, and that's about what you do in the offseason, both mentally and physically, to prepare yourself. That's going to be it for Ray. Camp, who's been up in the pen, is going to come on to do the pitching now, as Cito Gaston will come out to make the pitching change. Now, Snyder's going to be coming up. Runners on at first and second, 2 down. The Orioles have the lead, 2-1.
Situation, Brandon Snyder, who hit lefties so well at AAA, already got his first hit, first RBI. Camp gets righties out 213. Lefties hit him over 300. So if you're Cito Gaston, you either, and this time of the year, I think he probably feels that Buck Showalter is going to let Snyder hit, which he is. So there's your matchup, veteran versus rookie.
Runners on at first and second, 2 down. Jones, who drew the walk on at second base. Wieters, the intentional pass, is on at first. Snyder with a single, and he has grounded out. And Camp's delivery is hit right off home plate to second base. Hill will go to Escobar, and that's the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 are left on, and a tight ball game, pitcher dominated. center with his back to home plate, hauling that one in.
Yeah, then you look at the scoreboard and the job that Rick Vandenhurk, who comes on for Brian Mattis, who was grazed, hit on the left pitching arm, got out of the first inning, and then they went to the bullpen. Only the home run by Edward Encarnacion, as he will now face most of these guys for the second or third time. So we'll see with the bullpen up how far Buck Showalter lets him go.
That's going to be fouled back over the screen. No play. Vernon Wells, who has doubled, 4-game hit streak for him. He is 1 for 2 in the ball game. Up to 272 on the year now for Wells.
Yeah, and you look at the home run numbers, RBI numbers, when he's healthy, he's going to put up anywhere from 23 to 33 home runs.
Finishing strong. He's hitting .325 in the last dozen games. Puts that one in the air to center. Jones, plenty of time to get under that one. 1 away, 7th inning. Orioles Reach has once again teamed up with the Maryland SPCA to create the 2011 Orioles Pet Calendar presented by Southwest Airlines. Inside, you'll find 12 months of pet photos along with some of your favorite Orioles. Proceeds benefit the Maryland SPCA and their work with the homeless pets. Calendars available, only $15. Great gifts. Time to think about Christmas now. Get yours. Go to Orioles.com today. Great stocking stuffers. Great hand, Rick Vandenhurk.
Now, marvelous job. Not a lot to work with. Again, hadn't pitched in 9 days, and you can see why the Orioles, when they gave up Will Ullman, who was doing a nice job down the Marlins, they got a power arm, and he showed it tonight.
Left-hander coming on. Mark Hendrickson with the bases empty, and Lyle Overbay coming up. Run, couple of hits, walks, 3 strikeouts. The home run by Encarnacion, the only run off him. Mark Hendrickson on for the Orioles.
Yeah, a guy that just he's going to get you out, as he did in Tampa Bay. Struck out 5 in 3 innings by making quality pitches.
Overbay, 3 for 10 off him, including a home run.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The lefties, they hit him at 324. Righties over 300, a little bit over 300. So it's not like he's a matchup guy. It's just when he makes his pitches, he gets you out. Curveball, change up, 2-seamer. To me, that's been the when he has pitched well against lefties. He gets the good lefties to commit outside corner, throws that 2-seamer, gets a lot of ground balls.
1 ball, 1 strikeout on Lyle Overbay. For this team, a 1-run lead obviously is nothing with the home runs they pound out in this lineup. Overbay puts that one up in the air, first base side. Brian Roberts will call for the play and put it away, and Overbay is retired.
Yeah, Brandon Snyder ran over. I'll take it. No, you won't.
Mark has appeared in 3 previous games against Toronto. He has given up 3 runs, 6 hits in 7 2/3 innings this year. He's held the Jays to a .207 batting average on the season. 2 down, nobody on. Here's Aaron Hill. Hill has struck out and flied out, and Hill launches one in the air that's in the yard. REIMOLD moving over in left. Hendrickson a couple of pitches and gets him out of there. 7th inning stretch time. It is brought to you by Jack Daniels Tennessee Whiskey. Orioles on top 2-1. Please drink.
First 12 of the year. Mattis with a line drive by Escobar. Has to lead the game out of getting after the first. Roberts, 4th home run, gives him a 1-0 lead. And then right there, Brandon Schneider will make it 2-0. And then the defense takes over. Jones with a great play. The only run for the Jays. Encarnacion, he hits a home run in the 6th inning to draw the Jays within 1. And again, VANDENHURK pitches very well. Brian Mattis appeared to take one off the side of his left tricep. And again, got a big strikeout of OVERBAY in the 1st inning to keep the Jays from putting anything on the board.
Sean Camp came on in place of Robert Ray, who went 2/3 of an inning. Had 2 walks, 1 intentional, and a strikeout. And Camp came on to finish it up. Back to the top of the order. Roberts' first ball hitting. Snyder, Travis Snyder. Roberts retired. He's got a 2-for-4 ball game now, 1 away. Bottom of the 7th inning. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. 9,882, the announced attendance for Game 1 of this 3-game set. Andino a double, hit into a double play, and has struck out. Robert Andino making the start at short. Orioles got the lead in this ball game when the Roberts home run in the 1st, the RBI single Snyder. Encarnacion's home run didn't come to the 6th. In the air, turned around Wells, did the 360, but he knew where it was.
Well, that's the one thing I think anybody that won 3 Gold Gloves I've ever seen, Vernon Wells, he just has a great sense, as all good outfielders have, the way the ball's going. You take your eye off it. They just have that innate ability to run them down. And he does it so smoothly.
2 quick outs.
It's almost like you've never seen Vernon Wells because of this instinct to run hard.
No.
He just kind of cruises to the right spot.
Probably doesn't get as much credit as he deserves in center because he makes the hard plays look a whole lot easier than most center fielders would. Nick Markakis has a single and has grounded out twice, has increased his hit streak 9 games now for Nick.
Boy, you'd certainly like to add another run or 2.
Markakis 0-for-5, lifetime off Sean Camp.
Again, this is the type of game when you're in a 1-run ball game, you start looking at what their lineup is. 7, 8, 9 coming up next inning. Jim Johnson getting loose for the Orioles. And then if you can maintain the 1-run lead, the top of their lineup, with the guy leading the world in home runs, hitting 3rd in the 9th.
Yep. That's what's right now at stake in this ball game. Only 10 hits combined and the 3 runs. 2-1 strike count on Markakis. The outfield shading him towards left, as teams have been doing for the second half of the season. 2-1 delivery. That's where the ball is hit down the line. Snyder a long way to go and will not have a play. Well, you see the pitching duel as anticipated. Sabathia's given up 1 hit. Price has given up 2. The Yankees, Tampa Bay, opening up that vital series for control of the Eastern Division in the American League.
Kind of cements the adage of great pitching stops good hitting, or maybe both.
Great pitching there.
Yep.
Tampa Bay's half a game out. Yankees have lost 3 in a row going into that. That'll be fouled away. Yankees and the Orioles are going to get it on in a series that, no matter what happens there, is obviously going to be important to the outcome of the Eastern Division race as to who finishes first and who's the wild card team. The Yankees will be coming in for the weekend series Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
I might see Andy Pettitte for the first time in, what, about 7 weeks.
Good jam shot right there, and no play. That's a base hit. Just muscled the ball enough to get it out there. Nick Markakis has his second hit of the game.
Well, everybody moved over in the outfield, but in the infield they play him pretty straight away. So again, the ball that might have been routine, but Hill's over pretty much almost in the hole. And you're right. I mean, this is, again, I don't think they're trying to throw the ball in. Just Sean Kemp sinks the ball very well. You can see how long and how far Hill has to go, and then Escobar hits it off the foot again. Not that he should have made the play, but that's twice tonight. Maybe he played soccer.
2 down, and Ty Wigginton. Wigginton 2 walks. He's flied to center field, and he'll take that pitch for a strike. And the Orioles trying to add to the 2-1 lead. That's hit number 7 for the O's in the ball game. These two teams in the head-to-head matchup now. The Jays have outscored the Orioles this year 71-25. Wow. Jim Johnson up in the bullpen, ready if needed.
And the amazing thing is that last year, of course, the Orioles 0-6 here at Camden Yards. They were 8-1 against the Jays here.
1-1 delivery away. I mean, the head-to-head numbers this year, obviously, with a 12-0 mark, have to decidedly advantage the Jays, and they do. The home runs 25-5 in that ERA, an enormous difference. But the Orioles with a chance to put a dent and end that streak. 2-1 delivery fouled off.
Well, a lot of movement from Sean Kemp. Always been able to get the ball to run. And again, righty's at 213, so he matches up well. Ball's moving downward. A lot of ground balls.
Kemp, a 34-year-old veteran, actually had a save against the Orioles earlier this season. He's only had 2 chances all year.
I think, isn't that the night that Kevin Gregg walked the bases loaded?
Yeah.
And Cito Gaston, who manages the Jays, said, I had to get him out of there. I know he didn't want to leave, but I needed somebody who was going to throw it over.
That one towards short, knocked down at second, no play, and the throw too late. Escobar wanted to go to second to get the force out, couldn't do it, and Ty Wigginton, by the time he looked over there, was already down.
Well, watch him dive, and then when he lands, he just can't get the ball out of his glove. And by that time, even the strong throw, Wigginton safely at first, so good range, and boy, going that far, and he's a big guy.
Interesting night for Escobar. All kinds of things going on at shortstop for him. Orioles now Fox due up. He has struck out, flied up, and hit by a pitch. And Luke Scott is going to come on as a pinch hitter. Fox was on as the DH against the left-handed starter, RZEPCZYNSKI. With a right-hander out there, Luke Scott will now come on.
Yeah, and they got a lefty getting up right now and starting to throw. Well, why not? You don't anticipate. Yeah, Jesse Carlson, who has been recalled with the Jays last year. Well, maybe a shot here to expand that lead.
Scott 0 for 3 against Camp, the only times he's faced him. So the Orioles with 2 on and 2 down. And that's going to be a wild pitch. And the runners will move up as it rolls off into the camera well.
So now do you walk Luke Scott to get to Adam Jones? And that's what Cito Gaston Just a breaking ball that bounces on top of the plate. Maybe a little change-up screwball, something like that, and the runners advance.
They are going to walk him. So Scott will draw the walk to load the bases.
So what left-hander? We don't need anybody. No lefty in the bullpen is needed for the moment.
It'll be Camp against Jones with the bases loaded. Orioles have had the bases loaded a couple of times, and it was Adam who was up in the third inning with 2 down and the bases loaded, and he popped up to second. He's going to get a second shot at it here in the 7th inning.
Let's take a look back in the 3rd inning, and you're going to see right there, good breaking ball, fouls it off, behind in the count, even in the count. Way ahead in the count. Right here's a pitch that he just misses. And then right here, just a little bit out of the zone. So RZEPCZYNSKI actually acquitted himself very nicely at that at bat, and an opportunity to atone. 1 for 8.
Orioles have been getting the big hits with runners in scoring position, as they did on that road trip, hitting .340, but not so far tonight. Jones will take it inside for a ball.
Well, again, if you're trying to hit Sean Camp, at least the initial strategy until you get the 2 strikes was make him bring the ball up. Because when he gets that sinker going, you're going to beat it into the ground. So maybe if he falls behind, Adam's going to get something that's elevated.
3 on, 2 down, 1-0 count to Jones. Camp hits him, and that's another run. So the hit batter after the intentional pass will bring Marquez in from third base, and the Orioles have a 3-1 lead.
Well, that's what I talk about, taking one for the club. Way inside. And you could see the spin on that 2-seam fastball, not even close to being a strike.
And Cito Gaston is on his way out as the strategy backfires. Carlson will be coming on to pitch now, as Matt Wieters will be coming to the plate. And the Orioles gain a run on a bases loaded hit batter. Jones the RBI, a 3-1 lead. Half inning is now in. Jesse Carlson.
Yeah, 2 years ago, about as good a lefty as there was. 7-2, real low ERA last year. Second year in the big league, struggled. This year in the minor leagues, called up on the 17th of August.
Left-handers 2 for 14 against him. Right-handers 8 for 22 in the limited times he's played. Bases remain loaded. Wigginton single. Scott intentional pass. Jones hit by a pitch of the base runners. And Wieters 0 for 2 and an intentional walk. 2 down. In the air, first ball hitting. Wells. And Carlson comes on to get the out, but the Orioles will add a run on a couple of hits. They leave the bases loaded. Now lead it 3-1. Time to text in your vote now for the AT&T Player of the Game. Here are your choices. Roberts, leadoff home run and a single, 2 for 4 in this one. VANDENHURK, a tremendous 5 1/3 innings, just 1 run on 2 hits, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. And for Adam Jones in the ball game, he has had a double, scored a run, hit by a pitch, picked up an RBI, and a great catch. Text in your vote, A, B, or C, to 51862. Mark Hendrickson remains on for the Orioles, having retired the last 2 in the 7th.
Yeah, and that 115 batting average, Lynn, against lefties. Last year hit 275 against left-handers and 7 of his 35 home runs.
And that's going to be a base hit into left field. So Lind is on 1 for 3. And the leadoff hit to start the 8th brings the potential tying run to the plate. Only the second time 8 innings leadoff man has been on Encarnacion's home run.
Yeah, I think, Gary, that was one of those things where the numbers were so low for Lynn, even though Hendrickson lefties hit him better than righties. Buck figured, I'll take the odds, and it didn't go the Orioles' way.
Jim Johnson had been warming up in the bullpen in the last half inning, and he will come on now for the Orioles. John Buck is scheduled up with a runner on in the 8th, nobody out. Collectibles and more for the whole family, and you can shop 24/7 in the comfort of your own home. Get your gear from the official source, the Orioles.com shop. Ready to go, Jim Johnson. Buck up. Runner at first base. Hit a strike taken.
And there are Jim Johnson's numbers. 6 of the last 7 appearances scoreless. A lot of those reflect before he had the elbow problems that shelled him for over 3 months. But he has thrown the ball well, with one exception. Maybe could have been one right there, curveball that stays up. So you better read the bat. Got away with that one.
Like Joe Waller looking at the comparison numbers here. John Buck's gone 2 for 6 against Johnson in the only at bats he's had.
And what Jim Johnson does so well is he throws ground balls. He would love to have a double play ball here, obviously.
Lind on at first base with a leadoff single, nobody out. Here's the 0-2 delivery to him, and a fastball will straighten him up a bit, and a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Jim Johnson after a spot in the bullpen for the future for the Orioles, and a chance, like so many of these players, to make an impression without many chances at the major league level this year. Outside. That'll even the count up. Fastball at 93 that time.
Well, it's usually not about the velocity. It's just about the release point being 6'5", almost 6'6". And everybody impressed the way he's come back throwing the ball, 93 to 95 with good sink. Got a great changeup to go along with the curveball.
2-2 delivery on the way. Hit hard. That's going to be a base hit into left field. ANDINO diving that had no chance as that ball was stung. Hill will stop. Lynn will stop at second base. Now there are 2 on and nobody out.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter how hard you throw it if you ended up in the middle of the plate. This pitch right here is at 96. You can see from that angle, belt high. Robert Andino trying to flag it down.
Mike McCoy will be the pinch runner as Buck will come out of there. We are in the 8th inning. Orioles have a 3-1 lead. And Johnson will now work to Encarnacion, who's delivered the home run, his 14th of the year. Came in the 6th inning. He has hit the ball hard twice in this game. He was robbed of a hit in the 3rd inning and then came back to lace one.
Yeah, did he ever? And that seems to be his approach. Orioles still aware that he may sacrifice here. There's a good sinker. I don't know how many times he's really been able to do that. He's a home run. He's a hacker.
Encarnacion has had a couple of home runs against the Orioles this year, hitting just .227 though. 11 hits, 46 at bats, 2 dingers. Here's the 0-1 delivery, and he takes a strike behind 0-2.
Yeah, when Jim Johnson gets on top of that sinker, the bottom drops. It's hard to do anything but hit it in the ground. And he just threw back-to-back sinkers.
Big chance here in the 8th inning for Toronto to get back into the ball game. First time they've had 2 on together. And he chases. Jim Johnson gets the strikeout, 1 away.
Well, there's the power curveball, and you can't throw it any better. You got a very aggressive hitter, better fastball hitter than breaking ball hitter. He'll chase, and that's exactly what he does. And he does it on a great curveball.
So now the youngster Travis Snyder, starting in left field, had an 0 for 3 in the ball game. Snyder has hit .240 since being called up. 3 home runs, 9 RBIs, his 36th game. 1 away. And Snyder in a check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. Bill Hahn down at third base.
That's what Bill Hahn was looking at, and certainly the bat head out in front of home plate for strike 1.
Runners off first and second. Double play depth in the infield. Another one of those sinkers and an 0-2 count. And Snyder not able to catch up.
Well, again, great movement, great velocity. I mean, watch that ball run down and away. And then the appearance that's going to be in the strike zone, and it just disappears out of it.
Here's the 0-2 delivery, a tapper. Johnson picks it up, makes the throw, and gets the out. Head first slide to no avail by Snyder. Lynn goes over to third base. McCoy goes down to second, but there are 2 away.
Yeah, you work on this play all the time in spring training. I got it. You take it. The catcher will let you know. I think WIETERSC could have made the play, but Jim Johnson pounces on it. Snap throw at an accurate one to get the second out. But the tying runs move into scoring position.
And that will bring up YUNEL Escobar. Escobar batting second in the order. 2 hits in the ball game, 2 singles. And he has flied out to right field. So 2 down. And here's a key moment in this one in the top of the 8th inning. And a ground ball up the middle for a base hit. Lynn will score. McCoy will score. Escobar gets a 2 RBI single and ties this ball game up at 3.
Well, you talked about it, Gary. The approach back up the middle, and again, the back-to-back singles. You get the out, and it's just a curveball that stays up, bounce right back up the middle. 3rd time tonight that YUNEL Escobar has hit the ball back up the middle for base hits.
So Toronto's made it back. It took them until the 8th inning. They have trailed throughout the ball game, but they are back and have tied it up as Escobar delivers the big hit here with 2 down. Now he's on at first base, and here's Bautista, who's 0 for 3 in the ball game. Bautista talk about a swing. Man. It's home run or nothing. And it's been home runs. 46 of them on the year for him. 1 strike count, 2 away.
Well, they're coming in, and he goes way in, up over his head. Hitters do not like that. I don't mean in, not just, head high. And you see it all the time because you just don't pitch in as much as they used to. But you go in, you don't want to just, you got to get in against guys like this.
That'll miss outside. 2 ball, 1 strike out.
I still think that from all the years that I have seen Jim Johnson, that his second best pitch is that changeup. It is devastating. It acts like a splitter. The curveball, if he gets it up, it's just hard enough for you to get to if you're a hitter, and that's what Escobar hit.
Runner off first. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Escobar wanted a payback, didn't get it. And the count goes to 2-2. Escobar, a home run cut. You can see why none of his home runs have been to the opposite field. I mean, with that kind of swing, it's about pull. 2 managers now in a tie ball game. Here's the 2-2. Runner goes, and that'll be foul back. It doesn't matter the count.
Well, he's so much a better high ball hitter. When you talk about Jose Bautista, he could hit the high ball. They always liked his bat speed.
He said, I hit more foul balls in a Sports Illustrated article. I hit more foul balls than anyone else in the majors. So I couldn't quite tee it up. I couldn't quite get the timing down. And then when I got the raising of my foot, the settling of it back down timed, I've hit him. He has. Takes it outside.
But see, that to me is the difference from what I have seen of Jose in the past, that he would flail at this pitch. We saw Encarnacion do this. I mean, it's a pretty good breaking ball. But he recognizes it, because by getting the foot down, you can be in a position to hit and let the ball travel a little bit farther before you commit yourself.
Runner going, and that one's going to be popped up beyond second base. Brian Roberts going back, called off by Andino, and Andino will make the catch. That will retire Bautista, but the 2 RBI hit by Escobar has tied this game up. To go up 2-0, but it will be game 2 of this set with Jake Arrieta on the mound against Sean Hill. Our coverage on Masson 2 HD 630 O's Extra, presented by your local Ford dealer. Game coverage at 7. All the access you need right here on Masson. Sean Hill with that 0-1 mark. Jake Arrieta will try and even his season record at 6-6 tomorrow.
Jason Frazier, again, he's been with the Jays since 2004. Came over from the Dodgers, so you can see hits even, doesn't walk a whole lot of guys. Usually able to command his stuff. Good slider, curveball, and fastball usually in the low 90s. There's that splitter grip.
Jose Molina will come on after Buck was pinch run for. Molina will do the catching. So the two starters, they were non-decisioned a long time ago in this one. Felix PA on the bench and available for the Orioles, and waiting to come up to hit. So we go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. PA will hit for REIMOLD, who had an 0 for 3 in the game. Carlson worked a third of an inning, zeros across. Sean Camp an inning. Gave up a couple of hits. RZEPCZYNSKI, the starter, a couple of runs on 6 hits in the ball game. Felix PA, that one off for a strike. These expanded bullpens, a lot of choices. Koji O'Hara getting ready.
Yeah, there's the Oriole closer. Of course, you know what the formula is. Score a run, bring him in, take your chances.
1 ball, 1 strike on PA. Game to the bullpens.
Yeah, Felix yesterday, single, stolen base, scored a run. Orioles would certainly like to be in that position again. Get on, a little breaking ball for a strike.
He's gone 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter on the year. PA with 5 homers, 22 RBIs. Orioles going to the bench with Patterson waiting on deck now. Snyder due up. 1 ball, 2 strike count. That could change depending on whether PA gets on or not. We'll see. 1-2 delivery and a ground to first. Just missed the bag. He's in a 1 ball, 2 strike count from Frazier.
Well, they started the game. We talked to you, if you see it, Augustin, you had 6 left-handers out of your 13 pitchers available. I think if you're Buck Showalter, you figure, you know what, Frazier just came in. He's one of their better relievers. I'm going to get the matchups I want now, but I won't get them later.
1-2 delivery came in and got him.
There it is, splitter to set up a fastball and got it on the inside part of the plate. That's where Molina goes. All kind of more or less down the middle, but thrown well. Felix can't catch up.
And Corey Patterson will pinch hit. Patterson coming up, 1 down, nobody on for Snyder, who got his first hit RBI. 1 for 3 in the ball game. Patterson 0 for 2 as a pinch hitter. Corey 270 in the year, 8 home runs and 30 RBIs and extra base hits, 14 doubles and a triple included. Frazier with 1 down and nobody on. And the breaking ball just hung up high on him. The ball 1. Brian Mattis started the game. Escobar, line drive off the arm, took him out after the first inning. Rick VANDENHURK, 5 1/3 quality innings. Mark Hendrickson charged with a run on 1 hit and 2/3 of an inning. Jim Johnson on. Still the pitcher of record now for the Orioles. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Patterson. Patterson 1 for 3 off the right-hander. Can't catch up to that one. Foul tipped into the mitt. Pretty good fastball. Measured at 93.
Well, he's always had that, and you know, 11 saves last year.
Like it had some pretty good hop on it when he gets to the plate too.
Well, he's not a real big guy, but again, always one of those power arms.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Patterson will be followed by Brian Roberts. And he goes down. Breaking ball.
Pretty nasty breaking ball right there. Get ahead and get him to swing at balls. And when you have this kind of stuff, ball doesn't linger in the strike zone very often. Perfect. Slider down and in.
Brian Roberts stands in. He started the offense in the first inning. Our fourth drive of the game. Launching one. A leadoff homer for Roberts. Your local Ford dealer invites you to experience Ford like never before. Ford, drive one. Why not hitting? He's limped a lot this year, and he's going to limp again here.
Well, it looked like it got him right in the quad. Cutter, fastball that he pulls across the strike zone, and there it is, right in the thigh muscle.
Hit by a pitch for the second time on the year. He's had to walk off the bad hip, the bad foot, the bad back, now the quad.
And I think when you're certainly concerned about one of your core players, but you're also concerned that if you do favor hips and whatever, then you can exacerbate the back problems and whatever. So I've always felt that this was a year where Brian can get through it, and you were kind of alluded to it earlier, said maybe living in Florida now, he won't do the same program, but he'll prepare for the season similarly, and so get through this year and get healthy and come back and do the things that you know he can do and the things he knows he can do.
Yep. So Frazier hits him with 2 down, putting a runner on. Andino batting second in the order, had a 1 for 4 double that came in the 5th inning. There are 2 down. And Andino will step out. And the Orioles trying to get that lead back here in the bottom half of the 8th inning and do it with 2 away. Brian's got to be over there going, so he thinks I'm faking this.
Yeah. 92 in the right thigh, and you're going to fake it. Huge gap left center. It'd be interesting if Robert Andino hit one up that gap if he could score.
Big cut trying, and a 1-strike count.
Well, you could see Vernon Wells way out there. No balls are going over his head. And with 2 outs and potential go-ahead run, that's the way you're supposed to play the outfield. They're deep everywhere.
Andino with a 1-strike count. And he'll take it in the air to right field, but right at Bautista. And that will do it. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We go to the 9th. The opener of this series is tied at 3. Go to Southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer with you. Ryan Roberts is coming out of the ball game. They brought the glove out to him, but not going to take any more chances with it. So Andino will move from shortstop to second base. And Koji Uehara will come on to do the pitching, and boy, he has been pitching.
Boy, he really has. Ever since he got healthy, all of a sudden, a little extra pop to his fastball. He's got the slider and the splitter. On the last road trip, Orioles wins 4 out of 6. He gets 3 saves. He did get the one blown save, his only one of the year. Came in a game against the Yankees, and Swisher with a walk-off home run after a single by Alex Rodriguez got behind him, hit it to left center field. It happens, but a lot of strikes, very aggressive, and he will face 4, 5, and 6. So again, you bring him in, he's your best pitcher. You hope that you get out of this inning with the score tied, and maybe you can win it in the bottom of the ninth.
Uehara has worked a couple of games against Toronto. Bell will come on and play at third base. As Turris comes on to play short. Andino moves from short to second, and Wigginton moves from third to first. So around you got Bell, Turris, Andino, and Wigginton, and PA stays on to play in left field for Reimold. So those are the changes for the Orioles as we go to the ninth inning. And you've got aggression against aggression right here in this lineup.
Well, you do, because again, Vernon Wells, good high fastball hitter, aggressive hitter. The one thing about Koji, he doesn't mess around. Very rarely, and we saw it against Swisher, does he get behind hitters.
Vernon Wells will take it outside for a ball in the ninth, tied at 3. Orioles have out hit the Jays by 1, 8-7. The Orioles have left 11 on base. The Blue Jays have left 3. O's have had the bases loaded a couple of times and left them that way.
Yeah, one of those games of lost opportunities that they just haven't been able to take advantage of. Got to give some credit to Toronto. But again, that's what they've done when they've won all 12 games. They've just pretty much manhandled the Orioles offense over the course of this season.
Wells .261 against the Orioles this year with a couple of home runs. 7 RBIs against O's pitching. Takes that one in the air to center. Jones has it lined up. Vernon Wells retired and went away in the ninth inning.
You know, you talk to hitters about Koji Uehara, especially the White Sox when they were in Chicago, and he said, you know he's going to throw a lot of strikes. You think you're going to get to it. He pitches up in the zone, a little slider that Wells skied to center, and the ball comes out of his hand with just that little extra, a little deception. It's almost like he jumps at you.
Here is Lyle Overbay. Overbay with the big cut.
And then he's got that pitch. That's what they all said, the splitter, in the back of your mind if you're a hitter. And what does the splitter do? It looks like your fastball thrown properly. But it doesn't go fast, and it goes down.
And he's able to control it. Overbay, when he's had a hit against the Orioles this year, it's been a home run. And he's had 9 hits coming into the ball game, and 4 of them have been homers. He's taken an 0 for 3 in this one. 1 ball, 1 strike count. And Overbay threw that one, 1 and 2. Their bullpen will stay active. Talent and Gregg. Both teams with plenty of pitchers to go around. Here's the 1-2 delivery. And got him. Overbay caught looking.
Well, again, he set him up with a splitter. It's just amazing. And this is what he was able to do last year as a starter for about 4 or 5 innings. And maybe third time through the order. So I think everybody felt if he could stay healthy, something he couldn't do last year or early this year, he was going to be an accomplished major league pitcher, and he proved that he can pitch.
Aaron Hill, 2 down and nobody on. Hill's had an 0 for 3 in the ball game, and will take it outside for a ball. 2 ball clubs battling here pitching wise. The Orioles had a 2-0 lead after 2. They maintained that till the 6th when it was 2-1, and then in the 8th the Jays got 2. That one in the air to left field. PA going back. He's got room on the warning track, and that's it. Uehara retires the side in order. The Orioles will try and win it in the bottom of the 9th. Markakis, Wigginton, and Scott.
However, Toronto didn't get the lead, so the Birds come up. They can win it with a run.
They could make it very exciting, which they have done at home since Buck Showalter has been here. Brian Mattis leaves the game early. He takes a line drive off the arm. The bullpen has picked up the slack.
So the heart of the lineup coming up. Orioles can walk off with a run. Let's see how it turns out. We'll see on the postgame. Back to the booth, Gary and Jim.
Jim, thank you. And let's see, it's only one, but so hard to get. And they will have to do it against the left-hander as Brian Talent comes on to pitch.
Yeah, again, the inflated numbers, more against righties, well over 300 to 317. Markakis, who is, hitting 350 against lefties coming into this game. The one thing that Brian Talent's been able to do this season, the 15 for 90, 167. So match up left-hander here in the ninth inning in a tie game.
Nick Markakis has had a lot of at-bats against him. 5 for 20 lifetime against Talent. So Markakis will lead it off. Wigginton, and we'll see whether or not the Orioles here in the bottom half of the ninth inning can get it done. Luke Scott would be due up third. He's taking over the DH role. Markakis will take the pitch up high for a ball. Bottom of the ninth. 25 and 19 in one-run ball games this season.
Yeah, 8-3 under Buck Showalter in his 38 games managed.
Orioles won only 17 one-run ball games last year, so well over that already here in 2010. Gonzalez will get ready in the pen just in case. Game tied at 3, bottom of the ninth. Frazier worked an inning with a couple of strikeouts. Markakis will take it, and it will miss down low, and a 2-ball, 1-strike count on Nick. All important leadoff man trying to get on so you can try and manufacture a run here in the ninth. 2-1 delivery, and Talent's going to miss with that, and a 3-ball, 1-strike count.
Well, either that or you just hit one out right here, and everybody can go home happy that's rooting for the Orioles.
350 against lefties, highest in the majors right now, and for a left-handed batter, and fourth overall.
Yeah, one of those fastball counts, or at least a power count at 3-1. Not even close.
So the Orioles will get the leadoff man on with a ninth inning leadoff walk. Now we'll see how Buck Showalter will play this as he goes through the signs for Gary Allenson at third.
You know, it's funny, we always talk about how Buck Showalter is going to learn his players, but I think you got to learn how Buck handles these situations. Guy with 20 home runs. If you bunt him over, that means they pitch to Scott, lefty versus lefty. We'll see how he handles this.
Wigginton has one sacrifice on the year. He is 3 for 10 lifetime off Talent. He will take the pitch inside for a ball. Defense not playing bunt, staying at double play depth.
And the outfield about as deep as you can get.
Cut off anything towards the gap to try and prevent that run. Markakis at first base, held by Overbay. Talent with a 1-0. Wigginton. That was not a bunt attempt.
Nope.
No.
It's a helicopter swing.
That's an in the ball game swing.
Yep.
Count goes to 1-1. Okay, I guess not a big lead over there at all. One and one. One delivery. Wigginton in the air to right. Bautista. Markakis halfway. Goes back. Let's update you on the voting for the AT&T Player of the Game. So far, it looks like this. Still time for you to cast your vote. A, B, or C. 51862. The results on the OZECZYNSKI post-game show coming up. With one down, that'll bring up Luke Scott. 2 for 10 off Talent. Scott came on to pinch hit. Drew the intentional pass in the 7th inning. Roberts with the home run, now out of the ball game after being hit by a pitch. Brandon Snyder got his first RBI, an infield hit. And an RBI for Adam Jones when he was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded, accounting for the Oriole runs. That'll be up high for a ball. Sixth pitcher used by the Jays in this ball game. Orioles have used 5. 1-0 count and 1 away. Tallett's delivered to him, hit in the air, left field. Snyder. Marquez tags, can't go. Snyder gets it in. Scott retired, 2 down. So Adam Jones. Well, Adam has had the chances in this ball game. Third inning, popped out with the bases loaded. Came up in the 6th inning and got a walk, and then came up again with the bases loaded in the 7th inning, hit by a pitch, and picked up the RBI.
Yeah, a little conference between Jose Molina and Brian Tallett. How do we want to pitch to Jones? Again, the righties hitting him at over 317, or at least started out with that number, and lefties down in the 160s.
So Adam will stand in. RBI chance here to end the ball game. 259 off lefties, 289 off right-handers. Adam Jones, runner at first base, 2 outs. Tallett's pitch fouled away. Orioles trying to win it in walk-off fashion here in the bottom of the 9th inning. 2 RBI single by Escobar in the 8th tied it up after the home run by Encarnacion in the 6th. Here's the 0-1 delivery in the dirt. Oh boy, how did Molina stop that?
Well, again, the hinge gloves, and you just go down and ends up in your glove. Of course, one of the better receivers around baseball. Always has been.
Plays it like a first baseman.
Yeah.
This scoops. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Jones. Tallett's delivery to him. Adam takes it to center. That's going to be a base hit. Marquez will have to stop. Wells will get it in. So first and second here in the bottom of the 9th with 2 down. Second hit of the ball game for Adam Jones.
Yeah, a little breaking ball that he just hits where you're supposed to, right in front of Vernon Wells, as we mentioned, playing extremely deep, as he should. Keep the ball in front of him. But now all of a sudden they'll play a little bit more conventional. Even with Matt Wieters coming to the plate. Put a play out there taking a double away.
9 hits in the game for the Orioles. Matt Wieters looking for 1 more. Try and put this ball game away.
The entire outfield's moved in 15 to 20 feet.
Now you got to be set up for a play at the plate. If you're in the outfield, you got to be within throwing distance. Marquez, the lead runner. Pitch is taken for a strike on the outside corner. Wieters 0 for 3 and an intentional walk in the game. Matt against Tallett, 2 for 5. Marquez getting off second as far as he can with that secondary lead. And Wieters to right field, but that's going to curve foul. And a 2-strike count.
And you can see the runners going on contact because of 2 outs. Very difficult to throw somebody out, other than maybe here at Camden Yards in right field. And as you mentioned, Bautista with 11 assists already.
10th inning in Tampa Bay, Jim. No score. Yankees in Tampa Bay with Price and Sabathia. 10 innings scoreless.
And it looks like the bullpen has taken over for both teams.
Here's the 0-2 delivery. Wieters takes it inside. Molina will hold it in front. And a 1 ball, 2-strike count.
Well, again, we talked about how good a receiver he is. He just collapses on it.
Callett keeping an eye on Markakis at second base. 1-2 delivery. Wieters fouls it into the dugout and out again. And the count will stay at a ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, a lot of you
had a great September. Love to add to it right here and pick up a game winner. One that matters at second base. Nick Markakis, who drew the leadoff walk, stays at 1-2.
Yeah, Talbot, the type of guy, he's throwing about 91, but very deceptive. 6'7", arms and legs. Adam Jones early on, before he singled, hit one almost over the Oriole dugout. But if you're an infielder for the Jays, you're going to try to knock the ball down, keep it from going into the outfield, and of course, he'll take a hit anywhere. Hard, soft.
1-2 delivery again. Wieters goes to short. Force play at second, and we go to the 10th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 are left on base. So it'll be inning number 10 in this 3-3 ball game. Game 1.
Michael Gonzalez, who suffered the loss yesterday. The Orioles going into that 8th inning with a 2-1 lead. So again, early on, very good coming off the disabled list. Good velocity, good command. A little bit of a struggle. 4 runs in his last inning and a third. And again, another good matchup situations, you would think, is Lynn, who even though he did get a hit, came in hitting 115 against lefties. Started that 2-run rally back in the 8th by singling the left field.
Adam Lind takes a breaking ball for a strike. Lind in the game, a single. He scored in the 8th inning. He led that inning off with a base hit. Then John Buck, the catcher, delivered a base hit. And with 2 down, Escobar would drive both home with a single. That breaking ball by Gonzalez is in there for a strike. Lind, followed by Molina and Encarnacion, the bottom third of the order here in the 10th inning. The Orioles' extra inning ball games 11-3, 4-5 for Toronto. Here's the 0-2 delivery to Lind. He'll take it and see you later.
Wow. 94, somewhere on the outside corner. After 2 devastating sliders. Yeah, I mean, what's 2 or 3 inches off the outside corner if you're in extra innings? Well, really not even close to being a strike, but Michael Gonzalez doesn't mind.
The old adage, could I have hit it if I swung? Not unless you got a good paddle.
Longer bat.
Here's Jose Molina, seeing what happened on that last at bat. He swings and foul tips it.
Well, it does have a lot of bearing, and it's not that, especially if it's on, obviously on strike 3, because you're out. But it does make you expand the zone, and The scoreboard reflects it's been a pretty ample strike zone tonight.
Molina will get jammed on that one. First at bat for him, hitting .252, 5 home runs and 10 RBIs for Jose Molina, who came on to catch in this ball game when John Buck was pinch run for. Molina against the Orioles, 5 hits, 12 at bats. Gonzalez will wait for him to get back in with a 2-strike count. Koji O'Hara worked an inning at 1 strikeout. 0-2 delivery, way up high by Gonzalez. Toronto battling back from trailing 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, and then tying it up at 3-3 in the 8th inning. 1-2 delivery, fouled off. Toronto, we talked about, their home run offense, which is what has made this year so both exciting and at times difficult for them. Their on-base percentage is next to last in the American League. Here's the 1-2 delivery. It's been get the home run and you really don't get anything at all.
Yeah, and then but we had that one number since August 1st, the 1 through 3 with runners in scoring position. They're hitting a little over 200, so offense coming down.
That's what Cito Gaston wanted from this ball club. He wanted that kind of an offensive attack. Here's the 2-2 delivery in the way, and that'll be taken. And the count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, we talk it so often that you get behind in the count, you foul off some pitches, and then when the count is 3-2, I would imagine Jose Molina is going to get a little bit better pitch to hit.
Pretty good chance he'll be trying to yank one. If he gets one, he can get the bat on. Here's the 3-2 delivery. He was, and he didn't.
Well, I take it back. Perfect slider. Under the strike zone, you can't really throw it any better than that, especially on a 3-2 count. And right over the top. Well, this is the Michael Gonzalez that the Orioles thought they were getting. Good velocity, mid-90s usually, and then a devastating slider with great tilt.
So Gonzalez with 2 strikeouts. Here's Encarnacion up there. He delivered the first J run with a home run he got in the 6th inning. His 14th of the year. And he'll be trying to make it a 2-homer night right here. Takes the pitch away. 1 ball, 1 strike count. He's faced Gonzalez only 3 times, 1 for 3. One delivery to him. Tries to launch it and fouls it back.
Well, that's what a great way to describe it. It's almost like he tries to lift it and is able to do it.
A lot of uppercuts on this ball club.
You would have thought there had been a little more of a history because that when playing in Cincinnati, they might have matched up a little bit more than 3 at bats.
1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way, and that's that. Strikes the sign out. Gonzalez in the top of the 10th inning into 12 with a K. Now the Orioles will go after it in the bottom half of the 10th. Ball game tied at 3. 2-31. The Jays 3-7-0. Brian Roberts will lead off home run, then had to come out of the ball game. 2-hit game after being hit by a pitch. Snyder, first career hit in an RBI. Brian Mattis left after the first inning. The tricep contusion on a ball back to the mound off the bat of Escobar after working only 1 inning. Vandenhurk, a fine 5 1/3. Gave up a run on 2 hits. Hendrickson, 2/3 of an inning, a run on 1 hit. Jim Johnson, a run on 2 hits over an inning. Koji Uehara, an inning and a strikeout. Gonzalez struck the side out in his top half of the inning. PA will put that one in the air outside of first base. 1 pitch, 1 out, bottom of the 10th. Overbay over to get that one. As Torres coming up for the first time in the game, he's batting in the 9 spot. David Hernandez will warm up. Josh Bell will be on deck. He's hitting in the leadoff spot where Brian Roberts had been. Brian Talent remains out on the mound, having worked through the 9th inning. And a 1-0 count on his Torres. As Torres only 184 in the last 26 ball games, had a 3 for 15 on the road trip. Talent's pitch is outside to him, 2-0.
Boy, a gifted defensive shortstop. If he could somehow, even hit his lifetime average around 260, 265, steal some bases, bunt a little more.
2-0 delivery to him, and he takes that one into left field. Snyder will hustle that in to hold him to a single, but as Torres is on with a base hit.
Worked the count in his favor, 2-0. Good hitter's count, gets a good pitch to hit. You're trying to throw a strike, stay somewhere out of extra base territory if you're Brian Talent. So a little bit of speed, 9 stolen bases over at first base. That's probably not going to run, but if you get a ball up the gap, got a chance to win it.
There's Josh Bell, his first at bat. Missed the ball game after being hit on the wrist. Did not start today, but back in there now. And he will take the pitch down low for a ball.
We were talking behind the cage today. Dave Johnson, who a former Oriole pitcher and now does pre-game radio on the occasion. Josh, we're talking about how hard the ball gets to you in the big leagues compared to sometimes in the minors.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just
in the air and into the seats.
Brandon Fahey came up. When he came up, I said, after about 10 days, and he was playing shortstop, not third. I said, what's the difference? He said, boy, speed of the game up here.
That's why you always hear the converse about players talking about trying to slow the game down, trying to get control of it so it doesn't get away from that.
Yeah, players. After watching a lot of at bats from Josh Bell, again, for a young hitter, you feel like, okay, they're going to get me out with breaking balls. I need to swing at them. And boy, he chases a lot of pitches out of the zone. And eventually, if he's going to hit at this level, he just needs to try to get strikes to hit. And that's hard for young hitters to do sometimes.
231 off lefties, 212 off right-handers for Bell. Late on that. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count from Talent.
And it's easy to be late on a ball that's not a strike. And that's what that pitch was. And if you're a veteran pitcher like Brian Talent and Jose Molina, the catcher behind the plate, they're going to say, you know what? We don't need to throw this youngster a strike. He can pitch out of the strike zone.
Is Torres off first base, 1 down, 1-2 delivery taken, and he's gone. It has been a big strike zone.
Man, this ball kind of cuts. Watch this. It cuts back over the plate, or at least close enough. It's always been a low strike tonight that's been called. That's the one thing that Gary Darling's really been consistent with. He established that back in the first.
So now there are 2 away with a runner at first base. And here's Andino, a double, 1 for 5 rather. He struck out, flied out twice, it into a double play. Andino with his Torres on at first base. To third, foul ball.
Yeah, you're not going to get one by him in fair territory for an extra base hit. Encarnacion, I mean, really playing the line.
Outfield remains very deep as they have been.
He almost got that ball and it was in foul territory.
Yeah. Well, he's only about a step away, step and a half away when the pitch is delivered. Way over there guarding the line. 1 strike count. New piece of lumber for Andino. 0-1 delivery, swiped at by Jose Molina to haul it in. And 1-1. Game 2 tomorrow night in this 3-game set. Jake Arrieta will be on the mound for the O's. Sean Hill scheduled to start for the Jays. Orioles hope to have their first win against Toronto this year, and they leave the ballpark tonight. We're in the 10th inning, 3-3. 1-1 delivery, and that's outside, and it's 2-1. 13 have been left stranded by the Orioles, including 2 times with the bases loaded. Orioles have left somebody on in all but 2 innings of the ball game. They've only been retired 1, 2, 3 once. Here's the 2-1 down to third again, right on the line. Encarnacion will get a second base and get the out. So the Orioles unable to convert the 1-out single, leave 1 on. 11th inning. They ever happy in this ball game. Cito Gaston on the left, Buck Showalter. As we go to the 11th inning, 3-3 game.
Yeah, and if you're Buck Showalter, you're probably going to let Gonzalez face Snyder, lefty versus lefty, and then with 3 righties, bring in Hernandez, save Michael Gonzalez for the rest of this series.
Fouled away by Travis Snyder. He's had an 0 for 4 in the ball game. Hernandez is ready to go in the pen. How about that one? 10th inning battle for first place in the East. Gaudin and Benoit.
Yeah, Benoit, one of the big surprises, coming back after getting healthy. What a job he's done for the Rays.
Francais fini. 1 ball, 1 strike count. And take a wild cut on that one.
Well, what a difference. Again, the arm shoulder injury for Mike Gonzalez. Slider rolling up there, fastball. Maybe once in a while hitting 90 in spring training. Totally different pitcher. Overthrew that one, maybe slipped a little bit.
Gonzalez is high in innings pitched than inning in 2/3 against the Angels in August. Came on, struck the side out in the 10th inning. 2 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way to Snyder in a slow roller. First base. Wigginton gets the out. Run away in the 11th, but Showalter is on his way out. And they'll make the pitching change here. So credit Gonzalez with an inning and a third, 3 strikeouts, and retired all 4 faced. And David Hernandez, who had warmed up in the last half inning, will be coming out of the pen for the Orioles. We are in the 11th. Ball game tied 3-3.
Came out of the bullpen and actually was throwing the ball close to 100 miles per hour. So yesterday, Miguel Cabrera, after he walked Austin Jackson, ends up hitting a double. But again, a power guy, and you keep seeing him pitch, and when he pitches well, he makes quality pitches, and when he pitches poorly, he gets balls in the middle of the plate. It's just, that's modern day baseball. No matter how hard you throw.
David Hernandez will work here with 1 down, nobody on. Escobar, 3 singles, 2 RBIs. You don't want to play too long, I don't think, against Toronto, because sooner or later someone's going to hit a home run.
Well, you saw it right there, 95, and he was airing it out, trying to give them the lead.
And now Escobar, they've got 225 home runs now with a shot put on by Encarnacion in the ballgame.
You know who he reminds me of? I mean, obviously a guy that played all the way into his mid-40s was Julio Franco. They stand alike. They have similar body styles. If he can ever have that kind of career, because Franco played forever.
Well, he is talented. A lot of talent in Atlanta. There were questions about how much he wanted to play. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery, and that's a hard shot. There's Torres right there. 2 down.
And for David Hernandez to be successful as he moves forward, he just has to stay out of the middle of the plate. You get lucky every once in a while. And of course, Escobar with 3 balls up the middle. Watch him hit this screamer. Again, it's belt high in the middle of the plate, right at his stirrup, so you get it out. But you don't want to do that too often.
Well, here's the Major League leader in home runs. Bautista's been held to an 0 for 4 in this game, popping balls up a couple of times, hit into a double play, grounded up. 0 for 4 against David Hernandez.
Well, if you're going to go in and they try to do it and he just takes it, you better get in. Down, right there, hit the glove.
That's outside in the dirt, and a 2-0 count.
You cannot let this guy beat you here. Well, you can, but you're not supposed to.
No. All the guys in the lineup. Here he is, the one you marked for the next before the series started. 2 balls, no strikes. One to the inside. Count will go to 3-0.
I mean, it's not that the guy on deck, Vernon Wells, is a piece of cake because he's got 27 home runs. And you can't assume that he's not going to be swinging 3-0 here. So I would imagine this will probably be a breaking ball.
3-0 delivery by Hernandez.
And it was.
Takes it, and he's on with a walk. So Bautista draws the walk. He's got 97 walks. He's 4th in the league in free passes this year. And he's on at first base with 2 down, and that'll bring up Wells. Wells double back in the first inning. Since then, 3 fly balls to center for David Wells. Wells in home runs is ranked 8th coming into the day.
And we've seen Toronto, every time you get in a situation, their outfield plays deep. And Adam Jones not playing that deep.
And a strike on the inside corner to him.
The last thing you want with 2 outs and a man on first is a ball over your head.
Wells playing in his 73rd game here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. 281 career hitter and 11 home runs lifetime in this ballpark. Big lead at first base, but not going anywhere. Pitch is outside. Wieters gets it. Bautista back to the bag at first. Wells and Bautista both in the top 10 in extra base hits. Bautista leads the league with 81. Wells has 70, tied for 4th starting the day. 1 ball, 1 strike count from David Hernandez. That was close. He's so far off. I don't think he's expecting a throw over there. But
yeah, big lead. I mean, again, that's a base stealer's lead, and then the perfect throw right into the runner, but not enough to hit him. Just hold the ball a little bit and throw over one more time.
Here's the 1-1 delivery. 1-2.
Yeah, when David Hernandez can live in that neighborhood, pitching will become less difficult. Be able to throw the ball down.
Top of the 11th inning, tied at 3-3. There are 2 down. Bautista with a walk with 2 away at first base. Wells waiting on a 1-2. Gets it. It's down low. Oriole pitchers have had 9 strikeouts in the ball game total against the ball club that does strike out a lot, along with all the home runs they hit. 2 ball, 2 strike count on the veteran Wells. Hernandez. That's the 3rd and foul. Cincinnati's won another ball game tonight. I cannot believe what Dusty Baker is doing with that team.
Well, they got some good young players. Maturing players. Votto's only, 27. Brandon Phillips, who we saw come up to the Indians, he's matured most of the time. Become a very good second baseman. They got Orlando Cabrera for some veteran help.
That'll miss. They started the day with a 6-game lead over the Cardinals, even though the Reds had won only 3 of their last 10 ball games. They got the victory over Arizona today. Great races, National League. Boy, Philadelphia leading Atlanta by 1. San Diego, San Francisco tied for first with Colorado, only a game and a half out. Wild card involved there as well. 3-2 count. Rudder will be going with 2 down. And Wells will lift it in the air again to center field. 4 consecutive fly balls by Wells to center. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left. Bottom of the 11th coming up. Markakis, Wigginton, and Scott due up. Brian Talent coming on in relief and doing a good job. 9th and 10th innings, working through some base runners who are on. He's worked as many as 5 innings in a ball game, and in fact it was against the Orioles back in August of 09. That's the longest outing he's ever had.
Yeah, what, 13 of his 25 appearances this year, 2 innings or more, so this fits the mold.
Outfield again, almost in the seats. 1-1 delivery. And Markakis takes it 1-2.
Yeah, with the NFL starting, it's almost like a prevent defense, and it makes sense, especially with a man on first.
Got to cut the alleyways off. Cannot have balls rolling through a game like this. Extra innings. 1-2 delivery on the way to Markakis. Reaches. Nick has extended his hit streak to 9 games. He's had a couple of hits tonight. 2 singles and a run scored. Drawn a walk and has grounded out to second base twice. Orioles now with 14 left on base in the ball game. 1-2 delivery. And scooped up by Molina. Tough start to the homestand. Not if you win it, but in the ball game. Tough game.
Yeah, you get a run before they do, and a lot of things happen, and all good.
2-2 delivery, and he just takes it to left field. Snyder will get it in. A 3-hit ball game for Nick, and a leadoff single here in the 11th inning.
Yeah, he reduces just not a great breaking ball to a single by just covering the outside corner. And that's why he came in hitting .350 against lefties, as he does it time after time after time.
And for Nick, that'll be his 10th 3-hit ball game of the year. He also led off the 9th inning with a walk, and the Orioles could not get him around. So they'll try again here in the 11th. Ty Wigginton is single, drawn 2 walks, and flied out twice. Orioles now with 11 hits in the ball game. Talent's pitch to him will be fouled back.
Yeah, it's almost approach. If you're Brian Talent, you actually want to pitch ahead of the runners, and if you're Ty Wigginton, he'd like to actually. And Charlie Lau used to always talk about it, the area of maximum vulnerability, hitting the ball behind the runner. Take a shot to right field here. Even if you don't get a base hit, you advance Markakis into scoring position.
In the air to right and foul. So a 2-strike count on Wigginton. Wigginton flied out to right in the 9th inning with Markakis on at first base. Ty with 3 hits and 11 at bats off Talent. Markakis. Edging off first base with Overbay holding the bag. 0-2 delivery. Wigginton, a chopper towards second base. Hill's going to go to second. Nope, goes to first.
There it is. AMV, area of maximum vulnerability. Get a little bit of a break because I think Aaron Hill did not want to throw the ball away. Again, he's shaded up the middle, so he has to go to his left and then pretty much almost against stream throw the ball back. Would have loved to have been able to get the advance runner, but can't do it.
So now the potential winning run is on at second base with 1 out. And Luke Scott. Scott came on to pinch hit in the 7th through an intentional pass, flied out in the 9th. Talent goes over with Molina, what they will work Scott with here.
Yeah, Luke was talking again. 9 home runs, over 300, 20 RBIs. Obviously, the number is not that good this early in September. He comes in 5 for 29. He said, "I don't get a lot of good pitches to hit. When I do hit it well, it's usually at somebody. That can change in a hurry."
This is where he's had it all happen this year, right here in this ballpark. 345 at home, 213 on the road. He has the 3rd best average in his own home ballpark and 18 of his home runs. 18 of 26 have been hit here.
He said, "I'm seeing a lot of junk." I said, "Well, how would you pitch yourself?" fastballs on the middle of the plate? He said, no. I said, well, that's what happens when you have one of those great months of August.
Down low to him, 1 ball, 1 strike count. ESCOBAR will stay close to second base with the left-hander up, trying to hold that secondary lead of Markakis. The outfield moves in, so they have a play at the plate on a ball hit in front of him. 1-1. Scott gets it. Markakis will make the turn. He's coming home. Wells is up. Here's the throw to the plate. And the Orioles win it. In the bottom of the 11th inning, a 4-3 win on a game-winning base hit. Luke Scott. Markakis brings it home.
So the lefties take and do a number on a guy that dominated left-handers. Talent in his 3rd inning, able to break through.
Talent will take the loss. Hernandez will get the win. The Orioles end the 12-game win streak that Toronto had over them as they come away with the extra inning victory. Their 26 one-run win and their 12th win in extra innings. And for Luke Scott, it's a game-winning RBI. Join us again tomorrow, game number 2. Jake Arrieta takes the mound against Sean Hill. O's Extra, presented by your local Ford dealer, comes to you at 6:30 on Masson 2 HD, followed by game coverage at 7. For Jim Palmer and our great crew here at Camden Yards, I'm Gary Thorne. We bid you adieu. The Orioles win it. Took a while, but they got it done in the 11th, 4-3. This has been a Masson presentation. O's Extra, Jim and Rick, coming up next.